Hi and good afternoon and welcome. Hang on, I can hear myself. Oh yeah, that's better. Hi and good afternoon. Welcome to THFC Till I Die, your home at Tottenham, past and present, and also the home of Formula One for the 2023 season. Yes, we are going to cover the whole season here live on THFC Till I Die. We're going to bring it into around the grounds on a Saturday. The first hour will be Formula One, but we're going to keep you up to date with the latest scores, of course, from the Premier League. Today, especially with Tottenham against Wolves against Spurs, we have got the latest team news to bring you up. So I'll get that up very quickly. So there is the team, guys. Philip, Brad, welcome. I'll start with you, Philip. How are you? And what do you reckon to that Spurs team today?
Yeah, a couple of surprises in it. I presume Dyer's been left out because he's not playing on Wednesday against AC. So that's why Longway is getting the stint in the middle. I thought possibly Richarlison would start instead of Son, and also nice. Well, I'm glad there's a Porro in the team, but Emerson's on the bench, so he's not injured. So, we'll see. Yeah,
well, Emerson was a doubtful with a knee injury, Philip. So maybe they're just being cautious. Yeah, and Brad, welcome again to Around the Grounds. A familiar face now on with us every Saturday when we do this, and also my job this year is to get Philip into Formula One like a proper fan, bring Brad back in as a Formula One fan, but also keeping a close eye on the football. But Brad, what do you reckon to that Spurs lineup? Should they have played this lineup on Wednesday?
First of all, I've got a pint of Guinness for my Irish friends.
Good man.
It's the first one I've had for years, actually.
I'll have one with you when I'm over there, Brad. Yes. We'll have one before the game. Definitely, we'll have a Guinness before the game.
Yeah, I can't really add any more to what Philip said about the lineup. Obviously, Longlay's because we haven't got Dyer on Wednesday. I guess you got a. I guess with Emerson, yeah, if there's an injury doubt, safe to put him on the bench. Interesting Perisic at left wing back, but I guess we haven't really got a choice because Davies has to play because Dyer's out, or has to play that left centre back. Perisic played virtually the whole game on Wednesday, and he's back in the team again, and I would imagine be favourite to start against Milan on Wednesday because of his Champions League experience. But not surprised to see Richarlison now. He hasn't really done anything in the last 3 games, which is a shame, really. I think we need an upturn in form, not only from Son or the Kane-Son partnership, but also from Kulusevski. I think he's been a little bit average in the last few weeks, but he didn't play much on Wednesday. So yeah, he's there. Now I'm trying my best to get really excited and motivated by today's game, but it's very difficult, I have to say.
I'm more motivated by the Formula One being back, to be fair, after Tottenham on Saturday. Well, look, Philip, you've got the game, haven't you? So Yeah,
that's all I had. It's coming on for a couple of minutes and it's going off, so I'm searching for another stream here at the moment. Right, okay. I did have it.
So Philip's going to keep us up to date with the Tottenham match. Me and Brad are going to keep you up to date with the Formula One, as it's just about to get started, a few minutes for the start of qualifying. So what I'll do is, to keep everyone up to date, these are the drivers. Which one do I go into? Drivers for the team. Red Bull, you got Verstappen, double world champion from the last 2 seasons. And of course, he's been partnered again for the 3rd season running by Sergio Perez. You've got Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, the double act of Ferrari. You've got Russell starting his 2nd season at Mercedes against 7 times world champion Lewis Hamilton. You've got an all-French affair on Alpine, the French side, Ocon and Gasly. We've got Oscar Piastri, who's making his debut this Formula One season against Lando Norris. We've got Bottas and Zhou for Alfa Romeo, Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso, who's been very quick this weekend, may I add, for Aston Martin. Magnussen and Hulkenberg making his return to Formula One for the American team Haas. Then you've got Nick de Vries making his debut again in Formula One, Tsunoda for the Red Bull sister team, and then of course Albon and Logan Sargent again, who's making his debut in Formula One for Williams. They are at the back. So that's who's driving for each of the Formula One teams for this season. So I'll take that off there. Brad, I'll start with you, Philip. I know you're not a massive Formula One fan, but can you you've been watching a bit of Drive to Survive. You said to me the other day, it's a little bit touchy, may I add. What have you thought of it? Do you know what's what you've seen? Yeah. Yeah, they do. It's very warfare. It's very political. Brad, who do you think will get pole today, Verstappen or Alonso?
Oh, definitely. I think the person to get pole today, without a doubt, will be the one that goes around the fastest.
Yeah.
I have to say that when you...
That's good, I like that.
Yeah. The list of drivers, I've only heard of Lewis Hamilton and Verstappen, whatever his name is. I've never heard of any of the others. So, and I did actually used to watch Grand Prix back in Nigel Mansell's days. So that shows how long ago I saw it. And Adelaide, where I used to live, used to have the Grand Prix, and the Grand Prix weekend was one of the top weekends of the year. It really was. Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, I watched the final race. Was it last season?
The season before,
the controversial one. Yeah. I watched that, and that was pretty amazing. To be fair, I mean, I did get really interested in that.
Yeah. Well, Fernando Alonso, Brad, he's 20 years ago to this very day, he made his debut in Formula One in 2001 in the Australian Grand Prix.
Right. I've heard of Alonso, but I couldn't work out whether that was an old driver or, well, obviously he is if you've been driving for 20 years, or whether I was thinking of the footballer. But that's a name I sort of looked at and thought, I've heard of that one before.
Yeah, he's actually double world champion at 05 and 06.
Oh, right.
But he came back, he retired and came back to Formula One. They was driving for Aston Martin this season, and they're very quick. And I'll just give you a quick update. That was the end of practice tree. Fernando Alonso was quickest with a 1:32. Max Verstappen was 0.05 of a second behind him. Then you had Perez in third, 1/10 of a second behind him. Then Lewis Hamilton, 0.2 of a second, and then Lewis Hamilton Charles Leclerc nearly 0.3 of a second behind Fernando Alonso. So Aston Martins are going very, very quick, very surprising. The Red Bulls are not so surprising. They are going very quick. They're the team to beat, to be fair, in my opinion. Mercedes are struggling, and so are Ferrari. So that's that. And then just give you an update of the track of qualifying. Qualifying is a 1-hour session with, after 18 minutes of Q1, the 5 cars go out after Q1. Q2, then another 5 cars go out after 15 minutes. And then Q3, then it is the fastest driver gets pole position. It's just a straight pole shootout. Just to give you a length on the Bahrain track, it is 57 laps for the race. It's 5.412 kilometers. It's round about 200 miles for the race distance. The circuit's length is 5.122 kilometers, and the lap record was set by Pedro de la Rosa back in 2005 in the McLaren at a 1:31.447. So am I right in thinking that for the first 3 elimination rounds, if you like, the favourites don't really have to go full out, just as long as they drive faster than the slowest cars, and they just go in the final one? Yeah, basically, you expect all the top teams to go through. I expect probably Williams, maybe I would expect hello. I don't know why that's. I need to take that off. So how?
Excuse me.
Hang on. I don't know how to take the volume off. Hang on.
Have the
I know what I'm
Spurs
doing. Yeah.
What you should do
Have
is
the
put a mirror up behind you. Put a mirror behind you.
There you go. I just took the commentary off there. Sorry about that, everyone. So I will bring that up. That is now the track. And I don't know if we're allowed to show this or not, but I'm going to chance it. Can people let me know if we get taken off by YouTube? I hope not. But that will give people a rough idea of what's happening, where the teams are.
Can I just jump in there? Bournemouth have scored against Arsenal.
Wow.
But I think it's gone to VAR.
Wow, what a surprise.
There you go. Is that all right for you guys? Can you see that all right on the screen?
Yep.
Let's see what happens.
Now, look, if we get taken off, we get taken off. But this is trial and error. Come on, Euros. Big up, Diana. Daniela says 1-0 to Bournemouth. Yeah, we are going to keep you up to date with the football as well. But because
it's been given, it's been allowed.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're trying to keep the two sports running on this channel. We are going to follow Formula One through the season this year, and especially on the Saturday. And I hope Brad can join us on the Sunday as well when we do the races, because it'd be great to have the three of us doing it. Big up Danielle. She's 1-0 to Bournemouth. Elias is really confused. He says, "What's going on here?"
I will come back to you.
That's a bit of team radio, which I have to take off as well before we get taken down. Oh dear! I wish I could do the team radio, because some of it would be quite funny.
Yeah,
and then
wow,
says,
we're going really fast.
Yeah. Then we've got. Hang on, let me take that off. Sorry. Then we've got. Eli said, "Am I on the right channel?" Yeah, you are. And it says, "No, you won't be taken off." I think. So hopefully not. And that gives everyone sort of an idea how qualifying works. And it saves me commentating like Murray Walker did back in the old days. You know, it is quite interesting. I've never seen this before, Philip. So this for me now is quite.
Did you get for you even?
Well, there's a red flag.
Whatever channel I'm getting for the Spurs game, it shows 30 seconds, then goes blank, as if it's a premium channel, you know. So I'm flashing down through the US sports now. So you're going to get it there.
Yeah. Well, so,
as you can see in
this,
there's one channel, Philip, that I got. I can't remember where it was. Where you basically it would cut out after 10 minutes, then you just refreshed it, and it come back.
Yeah, this was putting out for 30 seconds or less. Yeah. So
just to give you
been an accident because I got a red flag.
Yeah. I think you might be a bit ahead of me here, Brad, but there is a Ferrari going it's Leclerc going very slowly here for some reason. Is that Ferrari breaking down?
There's a bit of a big
bodywork. Yeah,
bodywork not the pitch on the track. Somebody
fell off the track there. Now they could red flag it. I doubt if they are red flagging it. Brad was spot on. Look at that. Brad, our pit reporter, straight to the point. He's our Ted Kravitz of Sky F on the THFC. Tsunoda, Sainz, and De Vries are the top three. The only three drivers to have scored, put down any times. But this is what I don't like about Formula One, guys. A little something on the track, and they just stop the race. Do you know?
It's all about safety now, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, it's not what it used to be.
Yeah, they slowed the cars down, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, so it has been red flagged now.
I'm not going to get it, so I'll just go back on to Swift Guy now.
The time has been stopped, so the clock has stopped at 13:23 seconds left, and all the cars now have to go back to the pits, and then they will be given the time by race control when the session will be restarted, and then it will go again. That's an interesting.
Can I ask a question, sir? Sir?
Yeah.
If I went out on the road with tires that bald, I'd be pulled in by the police.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, they used to drive groove tires years ago in the early 2000s. They always drove the slicks, and then they went to grooves to slow the cars down. And they found out that fans didn't like it. It wasn't Formula One. So they went back to slick tires again. I mean, you would be stopped by the guards, to be fair. But
there must be no grip on them at all, you know.
There is. They're actually baked at 100 and something centigrade, really hot. They're really sticky when they come out. So if you put a new softs on, you're probably half a second to a second quicker than somebody on old softs. You get that immediate grip, and the grip then wears off after a stint. Like you got soft, medium, and hard. Now they're running the hard end of the tires here, which is I think C2, C3, and C4 of the Pirelli range, who are the tire manufacturer for Formula One, and they do all the teams. But yeah, they have tire blankets on. They have them very high, Philip, to get grip.
Yeah.
But
and what about
Formula One,
the fuel? How much fuel are they allowed to carry? Is there a limit on the fuel they can carry?
Yeah, there is. It's 110 kilograms.
Liters.
They're allowed to. Liters.
Kilograms. All right.
Now that's a race.
You can imagine that a car like that would burn up fuel very quickly.
Well, they're only running it's a V6 turbo they're running now. It's all hybrid now. It's all you
half
could say
electric.
Half electric, because when they break the cars, it stores up energy in a pack to give them ERS, which is part.
I'll tell you they should go fully electric. They'd be far quicker.
Well, there is an electric series actually, Motorsport Electric Formula One series.
All right.
Formula E, and it's fully electric, and it is fun to watch. To be fair, it is great.
I'm a huge fan of the electric cars, so that's why.
But I'm really surprised Sainz there didn't get provisional pole. But again, I think the Ferraris are not going quick. But anyway, any news on the football, Philip, while we're on the red?
No, the only goal so far is Bournemouth doing everybody a favour and beating Arsenal 1-0. The other games are all 0-0. I must comment on Man City Newcastle earlier.
I was going to ask you about that.
They played very poorly, and so did you. Well, Newcastle had some great chances. Newcastle had more chances than City had and just couldn't take them. They missed a couple of hit a beautiful crosses coming. All the guy had to do was hit it, and both occasions they missed it completely. And Newcastle are a bit unlucky to lose 2-0 because City were not at the races today, really.
Yeah.
Even took De Bruyne off. He was.
Ferrari last year took 12 poles. It was their best season since Michael Schumacher last drove for them.
Nice. The pole's not mine, no.
No. Well, maybe you drove Franco Ferrari back in the day, Philip. You never know.
I want to know, is Daniel Levy getting a spin out in any of these cars today?
He'd be getting a spin out in the sports car around the track, to be fair.
Yeah.
But no, Daniel Levy is there, and he's been very well looked after by Formula One. Let's put it that way. But he has had a meeting with the McLaren chairman. So, discuss, guys. What do you reckon? Brad's had enough now. He said, "Right, I've had enough of this Formula One malarkey. I'm off."
Okay, it could all be about the Formula One tie-up for the electric go-kart track, but
maybe
it could also be other things too, and we'll find out in due course. We can only hope. We can only hope.
Yeah. Session will resume at 18:12 local time. So God knows what that.
6:15.
Yeah. So So it'd be in about a minute's time. It will, I think, resume
57 seconds to start again now, according to this. Oh, they're showing the go-kart track around the other side of the ground there. That's Daniel Levy. I told you he was getting to run around the track. I could recognise his head from here.
Yeah. To be fair to him now, he's walking around. He's walking around in Tottenham gear. I'll give him credit where credit's due. At least he's getting promoted around the paddock. And Formula One is the most technical sport in the world, right? And they still use sticky tape to stick stuff to the cars. It is the most funniest thing you'll ever see in your life.
I'm trying to find a part of the car that hasn't got advertising on it.
Yeah, there's Daniel Levy. You can see his bald head from everywhere. I must be a bit behind you, Philip. So I'm just getting
on
up there.
2 seconds to start, 1 second to start. I'm starting now.
I'm about 50 seconds behind you.
Yeah, they've just restarted on my TV.
Yeah, the good job I've got the monitor up on the screen for us. Oh Lord! And we've got Albine, Magnussen, the two Hassers are out, the Alfa Romeo out, and Stroll's out in the Aston Martin, and Verstappen is about to come out in the Red Bull. I have to admit, I'm a massive Red Bull fan, have been since they came into the sport in 2005, since David Coulthard drove for them back then.
Drinking it or watching them?
Huh?
Drinking it or watching them?
Oh, both.
Remember when vodka Red Bull used to be all the rage?
I would still drink that, to be fair, Brad.
Yeah.
And for that, I'm really hoping Alonso gets pole today. I really, really hope he does.
Right.
41 years old he is. He's 5 years younger than me, and he's racing around at 200 miles an hour. They're probably pulling about 5. They pull the same G as a fighter pilot around some of these corners on some tracks.
Wow.
I think
how much one of those cars? How much one of those cars cost? To put together.
You're probably Ferrari 1 year spent over $100 million on putting the car for the whole season from start to finish.
Right.
It is. I mean, the big teams have like billions of budget money. This is when the cost caps come in now. All the teams now have to work under, I think it's 140 million budget cap, so they can't go above
financial
that.
fair play. I hope it's as here as it is in soccer.
Oh no, well, Red Bull got caught from going over at the end of last season, and they were found guilty. And their punishment was a loss of wind tunnel time, which is important to Formula One because a lot of it's wind tunnel stuff to make sure stuff works before it gets on the track. So they've lost.
It must be heavily regularized, really, to police, I should say.
There is. I read through the rule book the other day, and it took me about 4 hours to read through the whole rule book.
Oh boy.
Yeah. We've got FTSN column. I prefer Monster. So do I. Monster actually sponsored Lewis Hamilton and the Mercedes team. So yeah, I do as well. I like the yellow one. As you can see, everyone's out. Every driver of every team's out. I think Verstappen now, Alonso are about to start laps now.
Good to see Oracle being advertised on some of the cars. I worked with Oracle for like 25 years in finance using their financial software. I know it like the back of my hand.
Yeah, they're the major sponsors of Red Bull. They are, and they have been for the past few years. Verstappen's going very slow here. Is he trying to build himself
Alonso's a bit of fourth at the moment, is he?
Yeah. Alonso has. I don't know if Alonso started his lap.
Yeah. Who's this Magnussen fella? I was watching a bit of a documentary yesterday. He seems to be a bit of a hothead. He was fired and then he was back when the Russian guy was sacked.
Yeah, his father was in Formula One years ago, Jan Magnussen. But yeah, the Haas team principal he's really funny. He just swears. That's all he does. But he left Formula One, went to America. Then Magnussen then came back. The Russian fella then got stripped of his license because of the Ukraine war. So he couldn't race. So they brought Magnussen back. Verstappen and Alonso are starting their laps now. So there wasn't much in it in practice tree. So I'll be very interested to see how they go.
Am I right in saying that certainly when they have the final one, that sometimes the cars don't come out or the favourites don't come out to right near the end?
Yeah.
They sort of give it their one shot.
Ooh. Alonso he's gone 2 tenths quicker than Tsunoda. Verstappen sent the fastest of everyone's lap in the first sector. He's done a purple sector in the first sector here. Let's see now. You're probably going to get the times before me. So if you get the times before me, guys, do shout them out.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, Alonso's top, followed by Verstappen, followed by STR, followed by TSU. Oh, no, OCO's now gone up into fourth.
Oh, And Leclerc's just gone into pole as provisional.
Lec, whatever that is. Lec.
He's actually from Monaco, Leclerc. He's the only Monacan
there's
driver.
Now. Russ has gone into first.
Yeah, there's a British driver. Russell now drives for Mercedes. Sainz is the son of the former rally world champion, Sainz Senior, who was actually really famous in rally driving.
Number one now. SAI now number one.
A bit of soccer news now. Orient are 1-0 up on Swindon Town.
There you go, Daniel. We will get better at this Formula One lark and trying to incorporate it all into the show on Saturday. It's the first time we've tried it, so we are new to this. So please bear with us, but we will get it right. And
TVs used to have a thing where you could split the screen. Back in the day, I don't think they do that anymore.
But believe me, Brad, I've tried to split screen my computer screens, and it took me about a week to work it out. And then I was actually doing it one night, to be fair, and I just pulled it across. Suddenly it came onto the other screen. I went, "Oh, that's how you do it." So after watching about 4 hours of YouTube stuff, oh dear, it's so funny.
You just have to show them the McLaren team there, the McLaren pit.
Yeah.
So we'll sign Daniel though.
No, Daniel will be in there somewhere along the line. Perez only 6. That's very poor for the. Of all the cars you've seen, Philip, which one will you think you'd be following this season?
I'd always go for the underdog. I think I'll go for the one that Magnussen fella's driving for. I like the look of that team. Yeah, Haas. Yeah, probably haven't got it.
They really are. Their team principal is so funny. All he does is swear.
Yeah, I like the gimp of him now when I was watching a bit of that documentary. So I said I'll go follow him.
And you, Brad, who are you going to be following this year when we're doing it?
Oh, I guess the one that's got Oracle on the side, I suppose.
Yeah.
I used to follow Lewis Hamilton.
Don't drive a red car, though. I hope Haas don't drive a red car.
Yeah, that's the problem.
No.
And this car on the screen now has got the Chrome sign on it, the Google Chrome. And
that's McLaren. Yeah.
Right. Because McLaren are linked. Yeah.
Big up, Sando Fander on Twitter. Our first message from Twitter, actually. So big up, sir. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're enjoying this. We're actually just something I've always wanted to do. And I've always wanted to do this actually on YouTube. So I'm fulfilling a bit of an ambition today by doing this, as well as following the soccer as well. So I'm combining both sports. When I told Dave Harris I was doing this, Philip, he started laughing at me. He said, "You're mad." I said, "I know I am, but there you go."
Dermot, what's the P stand next to the time?
Yeah, hang on there. What's that, Philip?
What does the P stand?
Brighton 1, West Ham 0. McAllister with a penalty.
Ooh.
Go Brighton.
P means pit. That's when they're in the pits, Brad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's they're in the pit. Well, look, the top 15 qualifies. So the bottom 6 is Hulkenberg and the Haas, who's making his re-debut. The 2 McLarens, Sargent in the Williams, and Stroll, who has not set time. Mind you, he did break his wrist before testing. So I'm very surprised he's racing, but he hasn't even come out yet. So I don't know if he's fit enough to race.
A load of them are in the pits with still 5 minutes to go. So they're obviously happy with their times that they're going to qualify.
I would say people down from Bottas, I think from Bottas downwards, I think there'll be changes there. But no, for me, I'm a massive Red Bull fan. So of course, Red Bull's my team.
Can I tell you a funny story? We used to do a charity, I probably still do, a charity cycle race at Sega. And it used to be on one of the racetracks. I'm not sure which one, but a proper racetrack. And you used to be able to link to it from the office to find out who was in it from our team and how fast they were going. And the normal time to get round was about, say, 6-7 minutes. And this girl went on it for the first time. And she went around and was like, she's gone round in 4 minutes. My word, that's amazing. And she didn't do that time for the rest of it. So when she came back into the office, I said, how can you go? You went so fast. You go, oh yeah, I took a wrong turn and went the wrong way.
Oh Lord. Oh dearie me. Right, so they're all in the pits. Now they'll go out at the latest time possible now to get one lap in. I think anyone from Tsunoda downwards who's 700ths of a second behind Sainz's time I think it's probably safe from Tsunoda upwards. I would say from 10th downwards. I think they will all need to go again.
Lance Stroll is going. I think they're all going out actually.
Yeah,
I think Stroll is living up to his name there, isn't he? He's coming last.
Yeah. No time. He's very quick. No time at all.
He's strolling around.
Oh dear. His father bought out Aston Martin there a couple of seasons ago. And they brought the Aston name back into Formula One. They were in Formula One back in the 40s, back in the 50s. Didn't do very well, but mind you, they're back in now. And as I say, they've got double world champion Fernando Alonso driving for them.
Aston Martin just says James Bond to me.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But they used to. That's their racing colours, green. They're always raced in green, Aston Martin. Even in the Le Mans when they race there, they're always racing green.
Have you ever seen some of the American stuff where they basically go around an oval?
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
It's the maddest sport you'd ever wish.
Yeah.
I mean, the Indy 500 is just, you don't know who's going to win till about 2 laps to go.
Yeah. It's bizarre. I don't know, they keep track of it. Who's winning them?
So they're all coming out now. Maybe for the second qualifying, we can all sync up so we're all on the same sort of link, because we are a bit out of link here.
Yeah, I got 2 minutes to go, just over on my one.
Yeah, I've got 3 minutes. I'm coming up to 3 minutes to go, so I'm way behind you two guys.
You're a minute behind, Dermot.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a spaceship.
When we get to zero, Brad and me get to zero. We should stop for a minute and wait for you to catch up.
Yeah, and then we're all synced up.
Can you stop yours, Brad? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Brad's got all excited. He's seen a spaceship.
135, 134.
They're all out. Every one of them is out, apart from Sainz, who's definitely into qualifying too. But the bottom 6 teams will go out. So at the moment, it's Hülkenberg, the 2 McLarens, the Williams or Sargent, and the Aston Martin or Stroll. They're all going out if they don't improve their time.
5 teams have got red lines against them here. 16 to 20.
Yeah, that's the teams that are eliminated after qualifying 1.
There's only 5 of them, though. There's only 5 of them.
Yeah, it is 5. Sorry. It's from 15 onwards to go into qualifying 2.
Right. Okay, down to 53, 52, 51.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to hold mine when we get to 0.
Yeah, me too.
Then, Jeremy, you tell us when you've got to 0.
Yeah, I will do. I will do. I don't think there's much changes, actually. I think that's going to be the bottom 5 that will go out, I think. Leclerc, let's see what Albon's going to do. No, still no changes. Here comes Sargent. What's he done? He stays where he stays in the bottom 5. Here comes Russell. They're all coming round the corner. Oh, Sargent's gone 9, to the back.
8, 7. Ignition sequence started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Right, I'm stopping. I'm stopping.
Brad has left off. Oh, you're funny, guys. You really are like Brad's comment. Ignition.
Wexford time is a minute behind the rest of us, Brad, it seems.
Yeah. Wex was behind every fucking body.
Launches.
Gaz. We've got Magazine, the Williams, the Haas, and one of the McLarens in the bottom 5.
You've got to count down from 10, Dermot, remember.
Yeah, I'm at 19 yet. Right. So I'm getting ready. Is Stroll going to get out the bottom? Right, I'm at 10 now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, go on, hit play, lads.
Yep, throw away.
Okay.
So the bottom 6 at the moment is Sargent, Piastri, Norwich, the 2 McLarens, Hülkenberg in the Haas, and Gasly in the Alpine. Stroll went from last to 5th, which was a great lap. Magnussen's now at rest now. One of the Alfa retirees are in the bottom 6 now.
What's happened to Lewis Hamilton? He's down in 11th place. Is his car not up to speed at the moment?
No, the Mercedes are absolutely useless. They haven't really got used to the new regs. You know? Yeah, there was new regs brought in for last season, and they just haven't got on top of them.
Yeah.
So that's the end of qualifying 1, guys. I think Piastri doesn't know. He doesn't get it out. Norris gets out. He's 15th. And I think Magnussen now, well, let's see what Magnussen does.
Magnussen 17th.
Yeah, let's see. Can he get out? Sargent, can he do it?
Magnus go down to 18th now.
Ooh, Sargent up to 16th. With a lap. He still doesn't get him out of qualifying. Magnussen, where does he finish?
Exactly the same time as the guy above him, 659. Plus 659.
Sorry, how many get eliminated from the first 20?
5.
5, right.
But they still race tomorrow, isn't it? Right? They still race tomorrow.
This sets the starting grid for tomorrow. So the 5 that are dropped out, that's where they start in the grid tomorrow's race.
Oh, right.
So Sargent will start 16th, Gasly 17th, Magnussen 18th, Piastri 19th, and De Vries 20th. So that's the end of the qualifying.
That's the end of
the end of the first qualifying.
There's another one now.
Yeah, qualifying 2, the top 15 then go into qualifying 2, and then the end of that, then the top 10 go into qualifying 3.
Yes.
So there is your bottom 5. No surprises there. A couple of debuts drivers have gone out. Philip's favourite driver is actually in the back of the field, so Philip will be ringing Haas up this evening, bollocking the Haas team. Why is my driver back there?
Another goal flash, by the way. Aston Villa 1, Crystal Palace 0.
Ooh.
An own goal by Anderson.
Oh. So Villa are 1-0. No goal from Spurs yet?
No, nothing from Spurs at all. No.
Looks like Wolves have made a substitution.
Have they?
Yeah. According to the Sky app. Jimenez
they have, yes. Jimenez has come on for Diego Costa. I'd say Romero had a word with Costa.
Oh, not him. Not him, please.
No, he's gone. Diego Costa's gone off.
Oh, thank God for that.
It does actually say here that after 25 minutes, Spurs just need to find that finish.
Spurs just what?
Just need to find that finish.
Oh, find the finish.
God, you can find everything on here. You can do select a driver to do there's it's a lot you can find on this F1 TV app. It's $2.99 for the season, $2.99 every month. It's well worth it.
Spurs are definitely on schedule here for a loss today. The match stats so far: shots. This is Wolves. Shots 0, on target 0, off target 0. Tottenham total shots 8, on target 2, off target 3. So we're obviously 60%. We're obviously dominating the game. So we're obviously going to lose.
Yeah. So someone on Twitter is putting, why couldn't we have shown this effort against Sheffield United?
Well, this is it's.
Yeah. And there's another little bit of news, Tottenham news here as well, not to do with football, but to do with the Beyonce concert. Tottenham are in talks with Haringey Council to obtain an extra special license for an extra sold-out Beyonce date after exceeding their agreed limit of concerts. So basically what they've allowed is they've announced a second concert, then realised they haven't got a license for it because they've got looking for it.
I think they have to get... you have to get licenses for like the noise, the lighting as well, if there's a lot of lighting involved. All that sort of stuff. So
yeah, but this is a concert that's already been sold out.
Right.
They announced the concert weeks ago, sold it out. Now they realise they don't have a license for it. It gets better. Oh dear.
It's almost as if Spurs wouldn't realise that we had too many players on loan, isn't it?
Yeah.
No
wonder Levy's in Bahrain. He's probably gone away to get away from it all for a few days. Do you know? Give me a few days to think. Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah. So somebody in the statistics department needs to be to get a bit of a team talk there, I think, you know. Oh dear.
But if you are enjoying this, please hit the like button and subscription button if you do. And please, when you're there, go and find Brad Matthews' Blue Sofa Songs as well. Hit a subscription button in there and like all his stuff. He does great work on this channel. And yeah, so please do that. As I said, qualifying 2 will start at 18:33 local time, which is in a minute's time here. In 1 minute and 52 seconds, qualifying 2 will start, and then we'll start all over again. And that, Philip, how are you enjoying your first Formula One qualifying?
That's great crack. I mean, there's nothing better than knowing nothing about it and making a fool of yourself. Yeah.
When I used to watch the Grand Prix, that was the thing that I did like about it, was that learning about stuff. You know, so I've got a little limited knowledge from when I used to watch it.
Yeah, I used to watch it maybe 20 years ago, but suddenly got out of it, you know. It's I've been watching it since 1984 from a wee kid. So
when I used to live in Adelaide, you could open the windows and hear it. It's incredible.
Yeah. Do you know what I was watching on the? I subscribe to the British Path News channel and get all these old newsreels. You know? Yeah. And there's one from the 1950s that shows the guys getting into the car in their tweed jackets, nearly a little motorcycle helmet, a pair of goggles, and getting into this thing on open top. Oh, it's hilarious! You know, I'm going about 70 miles an hour on the track. Oh dear!
Oh Lord!
There's some terrible accidents going on. There's one accident in Silverstone. Well, a car flew into the crowd and killed about 6 people. You know, shocking.
Yeah, that was actually in Le Mans. Mercedes,
Le Mans, yeah.
Le Mans, yeah.
1954 or something like that.
Yeah, of course you had the great Ayrton Senna.
Mike Hawthorne won that race.
Yeah, that's true. You had the great Ayrton Senna who died at Imola in '94. Yeah, you had a lot of famous world champions, and there hasn't been a driver fatality, I think, since 2015, I think, or 16, since a driver actually, he came off the track in Suzuka. I don't know he's eating at the moment. Went under a tractor and literally decapitated his head.
Ooh, no.
And this is where where you can see in the cars now the barrier they have now around on the cars. That's why that was brought in.
You think it's all the safety in that? It's still fast. Yeah, it's still exciting if you're into it, sort of thing.
But do you know what I thought about that in the Mans race back in that all those people were killed? That the people were killed quite early on in the race, but they didn't cancel the race. They kept it going. Can you imagine that happening today?
There's a video going around. This is back in the 70s, and a car literally caught fire. And the driver inside sadly passed away. And they were driving past this car at about 150, 60 miles an hour. One driver stopped, ran over to the car, tried to get a fire extinguisher of somebody to put the fire out, tried to push on, and this was brought out live on TV, and you can see just the emotion this driver was going through. His mate's dead in the car, being burnt alive.
God.
I mean, the great Niki Lauda. He's another one that really should have died, but he did. Fair play to him.
Going back to what Philip was saying about the old 50s film, I'd imagine them driving along smoking a fag, you know, sort of thing.
They actually did in the pit lane back in them days. Your man's filling up the car with pure petrol, right? And they had big tanks, right? Filling up the car. And there's a mechanic. I'll just have a fag next to this now, you know. Filling up the car here with petrol now.
The guys getting into the car, and they open the door of the car to get in. Small little door. Oh dear! At the time, they were state of the art. They were ahead of their time at that in 60 years ago. You know.
Yeah, they were. I mean, back then you had Fangio, who was a first 5-time world champion in Formula One, a little short, fat Argentinian, right? Had not like the drivers of today, skinny and well and toned and muscled. He was like me. I'll get into a car and drive around the track for about 80 laps, and then it was so funny. Right, we're back in 2 minutes, lads. Philip, I'm leaving you control of the Formula One commentary, so I'll let you take over.
Oh yeah, I'm so expertise at this now. You know, there was a bloke in a blue car here with Aston Martin helmet around the reason.
Yeah, it's and there's cars behind him.
And there's a pink car coming now. Very nice color pink. And,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's the Ferrari. No, that's Ferrari anyway. Sweet looking machine, isn't it?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you don't get on watching on TV, especially with the volume down, obviously, but you don't get how loud these cars are.
No, it's just
really,
no silence.
Really
yeah. Well, that's half the joy of watching it, isn't it? You hear them coming before you see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oracle, there's your own.
Oh, I had such a love-hate affair with Oracle during those 25 years.
Oh, yeah. Is that in Australia, Brad?
Yeah. Oh, no. No, here, ironically. I worked for Lend-Lease, which is an Australian company. And they went to Oracle in 1997. And we were I was the first person to use it in the accounts payables situation. So I was like the guinea pig for using Oracle for the whole of worldwide Lend-Lease, yeah. And then obviously when I got the job at Sega, that one of the prerequisites was, do you know Oracle? And yeah, and the thing about Oracle is that it's the same everywhere. So no matter what version of it, the screen's the same.
Worldwide. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just go on and I know how to get there. All right, it might have a bit more, you can do with it, but yeah, it's an amazing system because it's you find new things on it every day. It's incredible. Yes. It's all linked as well. You can find you're linked to other parts of it. You can find your way around it. It's a pretty good system.
Right. Yeah. Well, I was in the bank now. And we all use our internal systems. We didn't really have any of those outside ones. It was all in-house stuff. So
yeah. I think we had because it went all internet. It went all like on the cloud, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Whereas it was just basically used to be you download it.
Yeah.
But Oracle,
it's amazing how fast when I started, it was all manual stuff. NCR ledger machines and no such thing as a computer.
Oh wow! Yeah, I must admit, my first job, which has got everything to do with Formula One, was for a truck company, and that was basically the ledger things where you had one on top of the other, and they had like a carbon underneath, so you covered it through.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh God, those were the days.
But as I said, when I worked for the, I think I might have said this last week, when I worked for the local council in Adelaide, the local government finance authority were on a street called, I think it's Hutt Street, and that's where the cars went by. So we used to get, not for the actual race day, but we used to get tickets for the to get in the grounds for the qualifying, what we're watching here. And they got like a balcony. And you used to sit on the balcony and watch the cars go past, and you had like a screen track that told you, who was in top and that.
It was
brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Free food and drink as well. So.
Oh yeah, it says a lot. Yeah.
And I had a boss at the time who was driving all the way back. He's going, actually, he probably shouldn't have been drinking, to be fair. Driving on the way back, he's going, oh, now we're a bit early to go back to the office. Let's go down the pub. So we went to the pub before going back to the office. Needless to say, and I'm not casting any stereotypical assertions aside, he was from Dublin.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. That's all right. the home in Guinness, he's entitled to do a bit of drinking.
Yeah.
So, now, I haven't a clue what's going on here now. Alonso's number 2 anyway. Russell's number 1.
Oh, yeah.
Hamilton's gone to number 1 now.
I think it must be as they complete the laps, and maybe the others haven't completed the lap.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Must be a very intricate timing system they've got there. To get all those times. So they're talking what? They're going into thousands of seconds, really. Thousands of a second.
So there must be something on the car that's linked with the thing
that's gone up again now of Hamilton. Russell, Alonso, Sainz, Leclerc. Hulken thing is.
And I think some of the cars don't go out, and then they go out, and then they get a fast time, so they suddenly get on the board.
Yeah, see, one of them there's no time. The one at the bottom there, number 15.
Yeah.
Perez has gone second now. Hamilton third. And still no score from the Spurs.
I think when they get to the final one, where the actual times count for the poll, I think if they're leading at the moment, then they just go back into the pits and they basically sit there until someone overtakes them, then they go back out again.
Oh, yeah. They have 6 minutes, 55 seconds, anyway. Just to run down the soccer at the minute. Earlier on, Man City beat Newcastle 2-0 to cut the lead of Arsenal to 2 points. Arsenal are losing 1-0 at home to Bournemouth. Happy days. Aston Villa are 1-0 up on Crystal Palace. Brighton 1-0 up on West Ham. Chelsea leads no score, and Wolves Tottenham no score.
There you go.
Let's just see how we're getting on in Division 1 or the Championship. See how it's going down there.
How's Orient doing for Daniela?
Yeah, I'm just going to check it now.
Just
they're still 1-0 up. 1-0 up.
Good.
The Championship score.
Yeah, go on, Philip. No, go on.
No, go on. Okay.
No, go on.
Championship scores with 43 minutes gone. Blackpool Burnley will score. Huddersfield 0, Coventry 1. Luton 1, Swansea 0. Middlesbrough 1, Reading 0. Millwall 1, Norwich 1. Rotherham 1, QPR 0. And Sunderland 0, Stoke 1. Watford 0, Preston 0. And Wigan 0, Birmingham 1.
Ooh. So there you go. Right, we've got 5 minutes left coming up. 5 minutes and 45 seconds of Q2. The bottom 5 here are Albon, Sonoda, Ocon, Stroll, and Sonoda and Zoe. For Alfa Romeo, Aston Martin, Alpine, AlphaTauri, and Williams are the bottom 15. The top 10 at the moment are Norris, Bottas, Hülkenberg, Phillips, Haas' favourite driver, Hülkenberg there for Haas in 8th. The 2 Ferraris, 7 and 6 respectively. Aston Martin with Fernando Alonso in 5th. The 2 Mercedes, 4th and 3rd. Now, if you're watching this, Brad, they're weighing up. The car has to be weighed. Right?
Oh.
And they can pick any time to say, what, we're going to weigh your car. So they've had the driver push it all the way up the pit lane, weigh it, push it all the way back down to their pit again and get them out. It is fucking hilariously funny. And of course, Ford and third is Russell and Hampton. And of course, the front 2 are the flying Red Bulls, Perez and Verstappen. But this only gets you into the pole position shootout. And then once then it's top 10, low fuel, set of tyres, run it as fast as you can and see who gets into pole position. Albon is he's personal best in the first sector. He
came off.
He's slowing down. He's probably going to go again.
He's got time.
Just a bit of team news. Actually, for the first time in a long time, both Troy Parrott and Dean Scarlett are starting for their teams today, which is quite unusual. Good. Yeah. And our under-18s this morning were 2-0 down to Crystal Palace after 45 minutes at half-time and won 4-2 in the end. So,
we lost yesterday, didn't we? 4-3 or something like that. I think the under-18s.
Could have, they were drawn 1-1. I didn't follow the end of the game. Anyway, it's nearly half-time. Molyneux, still no score.
Yeah, Albon went off there completely, and that's why he slowed down to start again. His time would have been deleted anyway. But I love the cars under the light. It's here we go. We've got Callum saying FTSM Colin guys driving fast cars is all I know. Yeah, and then we've got the Lewis Park. Big up Lewis Park. I haven't seen you before, so big up. Thank you for joining. Big up, lads. We should have just scored. Sonny just missed the sitter. Perisic missing a great chance just before that. Oh, are we going to live to regret that? Are we going to live to regret that? I don't know. But listen, I hope you're enjoying this. Something you were doing today and tomorrow. And the race.
Another news coming through here, lads. Well, just while they're finishing up here. Do you know, I'll just read this out. As Qatar tried to buy Manchester United, one state-owned club, that's Manchester City, have been charged with multiple alleged breaches of Premier League rules, and the other has just seen their owners legally contradict their legally binding assurances in the UK court or in the US court. I presume that's Manchester United they're talking about there.
I would say so.
There's something going on there. There's some skullduggery going on over that takeover of Man United.
Yeah. Makes our takeover look quite legit, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And get links into Formula One, get the McLaren chairman buy us out. We'll be known as Tottenham Formula One team before we know it.
It might be.
Look at that! We should have just scored. Sonny just missed the sitter, and Perisic missed a great chance just before that. We're going to regret those missed chances.
Yeah, I did bring that up from Lewis Park. Big up Lewis Park. Here we go for the last minute and 30 seconds. They're all building up now. Can Albon, Tsunoda, Ocon, Stroll, and Zuno, can they get out of the bottom 5, get into the pole position shootout? Ocon goes for it now. What can he do? He's starting his lap. And let you know then very quickly what his first sector is. Is it going to be yellow?
Very often. Yeah, sort of a mauvey colour.
Yeah. Is it going to be yellow, green, or purple for Ocon? Hulkenberg and Zoot announced. How come I can hear myself? Green sector, so he's 0.3 of a second quicker than Norris in the first sector. Ocon. Hulkenberg's done a personal best, but he's 100th of a second down on the time for top 10. And Alfa Romeo has gone. He's gone quicker as well. So all started personal best times in the first sector. So coming up to the second sector now.
Albie's not having much luck, is he?
No, Norris is the driver at risk at the moment. The 2 Red Bulls have not gone out. They're safe. They're into qualifying 3, the pole position shootout. He's nearly gone a second quicker, Ocon, to Norris. So he's going to qualify. He's going to really go into the top 10. Hulkenberg is nearly 0.2 down of Verstappen's time, so he should qualify as well. He's in 8th place, so he should go quite comfortably safe, the Haas driver, into the qualifying tree. We've got Ocon's gone to 4th. Hulkenberg is now coming up. He's gone 3rd. He's 0.3 of a second behind Perez. The Alfa Romeo is now coming. He's gone 9th. He might be in danger. We've got Tsunoda coming up now for AlphaTauri. He stays in 14th. Bottas is coming. He's in 11th. He's jumped up to 8th. Norris is coming. Can he get into the top 10? Comes around the final corner now. He's done 2 personal bests in the first and second sector. What can he do? He's up to 8th, 900th of a second. He's just got into qualifying 3 with.
So if you're on the track when it goes to 0, you can still continue.
Yeah, if you've done. Leclerc's just on the fastest lap. He's gone top of the 1:30.22. Stroll now is 100th of a second quicker than Norris. He's now personal best sector 1, personal best sector 2. He's coming up to the final corner. Russell's gone 3rd at 1:30.5. Stroll comes around the corner. Where's he going to get? He's 13th. Can he get out the bottom 5 and bring it into qualifying 3? Yes, he's in the 10th by 0.2 of a second quicker. Then so Norris is out. Bottas, Tsunoda, Tsunoda and Alpine did not set a time. So we've got a Williams, AlphaTauri, the 2 Alfa Romeos, and a McLaren out in qualifying 2. Qualifying 3, we've got an Aston Martin, an Alpine in Stroll and Ocon respectively. Hulkenberg, Perez, Alonso, Sainz, the 2 Mercedes, that's Hamilton and Russell. Verstappen and Leclerc are into qualifying 3, guys. So there you go.
And those times don't count for anything now.
No, that just counts to get you into qualifying 3. Yeah, now the fun begins. Now so they go out with fresh tyres, low fuel, go as fast as you like, as hard as you like, because they can use these.
It's time to get.
Are they limited to the amount of fuel? Are they limited to the amount of fuel in qualifying as well as the main race?
They're not. They're not, Philip. No, they're limited for the 110 litres in the race, but in qualifying you can run as much or as less as you want. It's the same as practice as well. We've got the Lewis Park here. He says, love the content, Dermot. Been watching the older year streams back. Great work from everyone. Well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. And we love doing these, and we try to come up with new content. We try to come up with new ways to get more people to watch us and enjoy what we do. And Formula One was another one that we thought we'd try, and it seems to be very successful, actually. So thank you very much. Philip, do you want to say anything to Lewis Park for his comments there?
Thanks, Lewis. That's very appreciative of the comments. We love hearing people saying things like that. Thanks a million, and just keep watching. There's more to come.
Yeah. Oh, there is definitely more to come. And we've got Lewis Park, Parro hitting the bar with a free kick. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Oh, no.
Is it going to be one of those games? Well, look, would you take a point, Philip?
Someone to take the free kicks now. At least Harry Kane's not taking them.
Yeah. So would you take a point?
Yeah, I'll take a point. Yeah, I'll take a point because let's face it, Newcastle didn't make any inroads into us. So, although a win would put us, like, we're 4 points clear of them, right? So a win today would put us 7 points clear and rub out their 2 games in hand. So, a win would be better. A win would certainly be better.
So, as you can see there, top 10 is Stroll, Ocon, Hulkenberg. Philip, your team you're following has to enter one team car into qualifying 3. You know, they're running a Ferrari engine, so they should be quick.
Right.
And then we've got, of course, Alonso there with Stroll and with the Aston Martins, who really are the surprise package of this Grand Prix weekend. Sainz in 5th. We've got Hamilton and Russell, the 2 Mercedes, 4th and 3rd respectively, and Verstappen and Leclerc. So we're just waiting for qualifying 3 to start off. There's always a 2 or 3 minute break between each session. I think it's more for the advertisers to show their adverts on TV and get their sponsors' adverts in, and Sky to do their bits. All
the games will have time now.
Yeah.
1-0, Arsenal 0, Bournemouth 1, Villa 1, Palace 0, Brighton 1, West Ham 0, Chelsea 0, Leeds 0, Wolves 0, Tottenham 0, and earlier on, Man City 2, Newcastle 0.
Yeah. What changes would you make for halftime for Tottenham second half?
Until you see the game, it's tricky enough to know who's doing what. Like, we seem to be playing okay based on what I'm reading on Twitter here. There's certainly no negativities coming in like there was on Wednesday night. So it looks like we're on the front foot. So let's have a look at the stats and see who's done what.
Just a quick thing. In the medium speed corners, Alonso's the quickest in the medium speed corners. Russell is second by hundredths of a second. Verstappen, 800ths of a second. Leclerc's 4th with 10ths of a second. And then Hamilton is 5th with 14 tenths of a second. So Alonso is...
Can I read out the stats? Can I read out these stats?
Sorry.
This is incredible. Wolves, right. Okay, expected goals. Wolves 0, Spurs 0.69. Ball possession, Wolves 44%, Spurs 56%. Shots, goal attempts, Wolves 0, Tottenham 11. Shots on goal, Wolves 0, Spurs 3. Shots off goal, Wolves 0, Spurs 4. Block shots, Wolves 0, Spurs 4. Free kicks, Wolves 9, Spurs 7. Corner kicks, Wolves 0, Spurs 3. And offsides, 1 each. Goalkeeper saves, Wolves 3, Spurs 0. And yellow cards, Wolves 1, Spurs 0. Total passes, 214 to Wolves, 267 for Spurs. Completed passes, 175, 234 for Spurs. Tackles, 10 for Wolves, 1 for Spurs. Attacks, 34% for Wolves, 53 for us. We're all over them. Literally, all. I've never seen stats like that.
No. And you know what's going to happen? Do you know what's going to happen? Yeah, they'll win 1-0.
Yeah.
Lewis Park put here, guys, we're just holding the ball too long. When there is an easy final ball, we lose the chance. Chances are there, so fingers crossed we take one, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. We may have a bit of drama here. Yeah, that's right. Why Alonso was pushed back, I think it was either Alonso or Stroll was pushed back. When you come into the pits, you get a little sign saying, pull in to get your car weighed. He literally missed he went straight past. So that's why he was pushed back to have his car weighed. So that's the reason why we had that bit of dilemma in the pit lane. Brad, what have you thought of it so far? Brad, you're on mute. You're on mute, Brad. You're on mute. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Sorry.
Brad.
I can't remember what I just said. It was really important and real, mind blowing, but I can't remember what it was. No, I've always found.
You were speaking to your mate Steve Cooper again, weren't you? About the
that's what it was.
was.
I was watching my Guinness, sort of go up from the bottom, which is always cool. Whenever I sit down and watch it, I always sort of get interested in when they talk about all the technical stuff and they're doing this and they're doing that. But it's nothing like the actual race, I guess. When does the actual race? What time does it start?
3:00 tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, okay. So it's during the daytime here, but obviously the night time there.
I hope you can join us for that, Brad. It'd be nice to have you join me and Philip, and you could be our Ted Craffords of the technical world. And we've got Queen Ellie watching us. Big up, Ellie. I hope you're feeling better. You sent me a text saying the antibiotics are working. I love Philip Bailin. There you go. Philip, she loves your Bailin.
No, that's the guy that scored for Bournemouth.
All right. All right.
Yes.
All right. And Brady's all right too.
Right, Ellie.
I think we're out of favour with the Queen, Brad.
I'm feeling really left out now, Ellie, I have to say.
Yeah, same here. I feel left out too. There's the two red cars, which Philip doesn't like, the two Ferraris. Do you know if they don't win, right, they get criticised in the Gazzetta Sport by the Italian press if Ferrari don't win?
Okay.
I can imagine that, yeah.
Ferrari is such a big name in Italian sport. It really is.
Yeah.
Anyway,
didn't they? It's only in the last 10 years.
They haven't run it. Third qualifying, it's 12 minutes, pure flat out Formula One. No, not fuel loads low. Two tyres I think they got tyres that can use to their death in this one. And then tomorrow, the rule was whatever you set your fastest time out in Q2, you had to start that tyre running the race. That rule's now changed. Now you can start in any tyre you want from first to last. But this is now when the fun begins. Now, this is when we find who is the quickest car in Formula One after pre-season testing. Who are you going for pole position, Brad?
Again, I haven't changed my prediction of the one that goes around the fastest.
Yeah, okay. Brad's been really technical with us there.
But is that 9 minutes before they start or 9 minutes to go?
9 minutes to go.
Oh, right. So they have actually started.
Yeah, so you get 2 minutes, probably 2 laps in, because you've got to count the out lap, the fastest lap, and the in lap. So you do that. But Philip, are you looking probably Red Bull pole position? Are you still sticking to your Haas driver getting far up the grid?
I'm waiting for Dan Levy to come along. No, I'm going for my mate Magnussen, I think. They won't do it. He might be qualified. Might be in the 15. No, but I'd say Verstappen.
Yeah. This is Verstappen's 2022 thing. He won 15 races, 17 podiums, and 20 pole positions in 2022.
Yeah,
that's how dominant he was. Red Bull were very dominant. But hopefully now, this is when we know now this is who's the fastest car, because all teams could be sandbagging up to this point. Now it's just pure pace and who has the quickest.
What's causing the sparks out the back there? Is that hitting the ball off the ground? Or is there something in the engine?
No, it's the car hitting the ground. They used to have it back in the 80s. Brad could probably remember that, you too, when the cars were just sparking everywhere. But it's the I forget the name of it, but the back of the car just bounces off the top of the ground.
All right.
So we've got Verstappen, Perez, and Leclerc all on flying laps. Verstappen, of course, sets the fastest lap at Sector 1 as anybody because he's the first one through there. Perez has set a personal best in Sector 1. So at the moment, Verstappen is the fastest. We'll see what Leclerc does again. He sets the personal best in Sector 1. So nobody is as quick as Verstappen. Russell, Hamilton, Alonso, Hulkenberg, and Ocon have not gone out yet. So that proves to me they're only doing a 1 lap run. Verstappen, Stroll, Perez, Sainz, Verstappen, and Leclerc are doing the 2 lap qualifying run. So that's
is that Leclerc? Is that Leclerc from LOLO?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. What's the P alongside the What's the P alongside the last 5?
Pit. They're in the pits.
Oh, in the pit. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, in the pits. Yeah. That Verstappen again sets the fastest sector as anybody. Leclerc's just beaten his second sector two time. Leclerc's gone quicker than Verstappen in sector 2. Was Verstappen done a 129.897, and here comes Perez. He's done a 130.1. Here comes Leclerc now. What has he done? Can the Ferrari beat the Red Bull? No, 130 dead. And here comes Carlos Sainz. Now, what can he do now in the Ferrari? He's done a 130.3. So Verstappen, Leclerc, we've got Red Bull, Ferrari, Red Bull, Ferrari. They are the top 4. Stroll's gone in 5th with a 131.9. But, of course, Russell, Hamilton, Alonso, Hulkenberg, and I think Alonso's on his way out now. So is the Haas driver of Hulkenberg.
Yeah, it's Alonso.
Yeah. Now, Alonso has been quicker. Now than the Red Bulls all weekend. The 2 Mercedes are going out now. Everyone's out on track now. So we should get some fireworks. We've got Lewis Park saying that was not a great lap from Verstappen. Alonso and Mercedes have a chance. I agree with you, Lewis, to do. That was not a brilliant lap from Verstappen. That's very beatable. So look, Red Bull are not invincible here. We could get a surprise pole position from Fernando Alonso, which I'm really hoping we do. What a story that would be. Him and Hamilton on the front row after their, let's say, fiery year as teammates in McLaren in 2007, where him and Hamilton did not get on at all. Ooh. No wonder Sainz did that. He got a big side slap again through that corner. Anyway, the rear ring lifting at the back, guys, that's DRS. You're only allowed to do that in certain parts of the track and in DRS detection zones. And here comes Alonso flying round. We've got Queen Ellie saying, no, fellas, Dermatron and Matthews, the 2 masters of quizzes, and you'll always be bigged up everywhere you go. I know. Lewis Park says, Russell giving Hamilton the toes. Well, yeah, that's very true, Lewis Park. Mercedes will be working together. So they would have said this before they went out. Look, you go first. Hamilton, you give Russell a toe, and then the second lap, they'll do exactly the same. And Queen Ellie says, impressive motor racing GPS there. We do our best here on THFC till I die to keep our fans happy. Alonso now on his lap now, guys. What can he do? 28.772 is the time to beat the first sector. We'll soon find out in a minute where he's gone, and he's 13th hundredths of a second down on Verstappen's time. He's on chance here to get pole position here. Now, he needs to go quicker than a 107.367 in the second sector. He's really wringing the neck out of that Aston Martin. He really is. Showing all these years of 22 years in Formula One. Of course, a double world champion, 05 and 06 for Renault, when he beat the great Michael Schumacher to them world championships, which is no mean feat. At that time, because Schumacher was probably on the way up, but still a great feat in itself. Alonso, what's he done? He's 2/10, nearly 3/10 down in the second sector. Hulkenberg has done a personal best in the first sector. Sorry, Brad, go on.
I was going to say, it's good to see that Aston Martin have sorted out that ejector seat problem they had at the last Grand Prix. It
is, yeah. Here comes Alonso now, 129.897 to beat. He goes fourth. He's 0.4 of a second. Now, he will get back in time, put a new fresh tyres on, and get out again for one more lap. Hulkenberg, where can he go up? He's gone to 6th. He's 1.158 seconds behind Verstappen. Russell in 8th place. Where is he coming up to now? He's coming around the final corner. 2 personal best, Sector 1 and Sector 2. 127, 28, 29, 30. He's 5th, 4/10 of a second, 400th of a second behind. And Hamilton's gone 7th. He's with a 130.3. So your top 10 with 2 minutes to go is Verstappen, who's now on the outlap. Leclerc still in the pits. Perez is on the outlap. I think Leclerc's out. Yeah, Leclerc's finished for the day. He's had enough. He's not going out anymore. Alonso is 0.04 of a second behind in fourth. Fifth, Russell. Sixth, Sainz. Seventh, Hamilton. Eighth, Stroll. Hulkenberg, no time. His time was deleted because he did something. And then Ocon is on out lap. Now, these lads could be just taking a slow lap round and going for it again. Get some more energy into the tyre. Brad, do you still think it'd be Verstappen on pole, or could Perez or Alonso spring a surprise?
It's going to take a lot to beat him, isn't it? I would say that my uneducated guess.
Something funny going on at Molineux. The other games are in the 51st minute, and we haven't started the second half yet.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Unless there was a lot of injury time or something. But
Verstappen's going out again then.
Yeah. Well, Leclerc was over hundredths of a second behind him, and he's not running anymore, so he may come in. But he's now building up slowly. Now, let's see now. Are they all... Alonso, Alonso's come in the pits. He's going to probably start fourth, and I think that's Hulkenberg behind. No, this Hulkenberg behind him. He's going to start ninth. So I don't think anyone else will go. Let's see. Oh, Verstappen is going for it. He is going for a lap. And so is Perez as well. So the two Red Bulls are going to try to get a Red Bull lockout the first race of the season. Here comes Verstappen now. Round the first corner. Comes up to turn to 2 now. His time to beat his own time, it's a 28.722. So Verstappen, Perez, Sainz all going for fastest laps here at the death of qualifying tree.
Sainz as well.
Yeah, let's see now. Verstappen, he's slower. He's 0.04 of a second slower in the first sector. Can Perez now go quicker?
Oh, how close is that?
He is one, even a flick of the eye, slower than Perez, but he's done a personal best in the first sector. It's Verstappen's pole position under threat here. They're going up to sector 2. Sainz has gone slower in the first sector as well. Here we go, Verstappen coming up to the sector 2 time. What has he done? Is he going to go green? Is he going to go purple? Is he going to go yellow? He's going... Oh, he's gone purple. He's up by 100 and nearly 0.2 of a second quicker than he went in the first lap. Perez is now up by 0.1 of a second as well on his personal best. So Perez now coming round now to the final corner, coming up to the line. What's he done? 129.897. Oh, he's gone quicker again. He's done a 129.7. What's Perez done? Perez goes second with a 129.8, and Sainz will probably jump up from 6th to 3rd, I would say. He goes 4th, Alonso down to 5th with a 1 minute 30.1. So the starting grid for tomorrow.
Chelsea have scored.
Well, I don't really care. For the top 10 then for the Grand Prix tomorrow. Sorry, Phil, I wasn't saying that about you. For Verstappen, Red Bull lockout 1-2. It's a Ferrari lockout the second row 3 and 4 for Leclerc and Sainz. Alonso 5th and Aston Martin. 6th Russell and Mercedes. 7th Hamilton and the Mercedes. 8th Stroll in the Aston Martin. So 2 Aston Martins in the top 10. Alpine 9th in Ocon and 10th for Haas. Right. That now ends that bit of the qualifying for the Grand Prix. We're now going to switch straight over to our football correspondent, Philip Brady, for the latest of the football scores.
Well,
and I just always wanted to
rarity. Chelsea have actually taken the lead against Leeds after 52 minutes. Fofana got the goal.
Brighton are 2 up on West Ham as well.
Brighton are 2 up on West Ham with another goal from Veltman on the 52nd minute. Yeah. The Spurs game was held up. An injury to that's why Costa was taken off. Sonny's after hitting the bar as well. Oh my God.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Right, as you can see, we've now got the football scores up now. next to us, so we'll all get the latest scores. Guys, what do you think to your first Formula One qualifying? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's just good fun.
Sorry about my crappy commentary at the end there, but I will get better at that.
It's good crack. So Verstappen is getting pole position, is that right?
Yeah, 2 Red Bulls, and it's Red Bull, and a Ferrari.
Nice. So on that basis, you'd say that Verstappen would be odds-on favourite again to win tomorrow?
Not really. He could get knocked out the first corner.
That's what I think. That's always the best part of the race, isn't it?
It is.
First bit, you know.
It is. But he did. To be fair to him, he went slower in the first sector, and they just suddenly sector 2 and sector 3 purple sectors both there. Lewis Park. Sunny hitting the bar too. Please, not one of those days. Listen, let me know what we can do to improve the Formula One experience for you. Let us know in the comments here or on the comments after the show what you want us to do differently.
I can have
how you want us to do.
I can have a cam on my glasses, maybe.
You could. If you want me to wear Dave Harris has always said that I will turn up on the stream one day in the full Formula One outfit, a Red Bull suit on and a racing helmet. I may do that one day just for the crack.
Maybe someone could explain. Apparently tomorrow there's a game between Lyon and Leyton Orient.
I don't know. Maybe Danielle can let us know.
Yes, Danielle. Interesting.
Yeah, they're playing today. They're playing Swindon today. And I've just switched over to BT Sports. Glenn Hoddle is on the panel.
Just about to
Glenn Hoddle, yeah.
You know what? I'm just about to do the same as well, guys. BT Sport. Right. So at least we're on the same thing.
54. Arsenal still losing 1-0.
Yeah. That'd be a good result for Man City.
Yeah, a great result for everybody.
But yeah, let us know. Let us know. Let us know what you want us to do different for the Formula One, or how you want us to do it. Join us tomorrow at 2:45 for the race. Myself, Mr. Brady, and of course Mr. Brad Matthews will be here. We'll give you all the latest from the Grand Prix from Bahrain. It'll be a laugh. It'll be a joke. We'll have lots of laughs through it, jokes in it. And also coming out on Monday, I think there will be a pre-record for the AC Milan match where me and Philip are going to do a pre-record. I'm later to go out on Monday because I'll be travelling over to England on Monday. So we're going to show an old classic game from 1972, AC Milan versus Spurs at White Hart Lane. The 2 goals from Stevie Berriman and me and Philip. And if Brad wants to join us, he can afterwards. He's more than welcome. And we will be doing that. And we will be getting that out on Monday, I think. And then, Philip, you're got doing a bit of something special Monday. Do you want to tell people you're telling me about it? So do you want to say to me and Brad what you're doing Monday?
Well, I'll probably do a talk along. A bit of a rant about today's game,
I was talking about your drumming. You're drumming somewhere Monday, aren't you?
Oh yeah, There's a friend of mine. He's Vinny. His son's married to my daughter, and he's a songwriter, and he's recording a new album. And I'm going into the studio with him on Monday evening to put the drum tracks down on 2 of his songs.
Wow, session man.
I was supposed to do it before, but it didn't work out. So this time, hopefully, it will. He sent me the raw material to learn, so I have to go in and try and hopefully I don't make a fool of myself.
That's really cool. I actually the song competition I'm involved in, they've now released the winning entry from last year. It's just come out with the Abbey Road, all that sort of stuff. Which is a basic bog standard country and western song. And I'm thinking, actually, my song's better. So who knows?
Hang on, go.
2-0 to Bournemouth.
Yeah,
2-0.
hang on. We haven't got Fred yet. Fred's coming out.
Oh, come on, Fred.
That's all Bournemouth fans around the country.
What the?
Bournemouth 2, Arsenal 0. Just a quick from the Championship. Norwich have taken the lead against Millwall. Coventry have just taken the lead against Huddersfield. A player in the German league's been sent off for Borussia Mönchengladbach for a second yellow card. Morton are losing to Queen's Park. Cheltenham are winning. I've just scored against Fleetwood. Stoke have taken the lead against Sunderland. Bournemouth, of course, taking the lead.
2-0.
I haven't seen our team yet, Brad. We haven't seen our Scottish team yet.
No. Are they playing? They're in League Two.
Yeah, we haven't seen.
They're 0-0. It's 0-0 at Elgin City. Apparently.
Yeah, and also Solihull Moors I haven't seen yet. My other favourite team. I still. Oh, the big game in the Serie A tomorrow. Roma versus Juventus tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really weird. There is a
when
team
are
in
Milan playing this weekend? When are AC Milan playing this weekend?
Tonight, I think.
It's actually Lyon versus Lorient.
Yeah, they're away to Fiorentina.
Of course, on Tuesday night, it's Dortmund versus Chelsea. We're hoping Chelsea get dumped out of the Champions League on Tuesday. Sorry, Chelsea fans. And Queen's Park have just gone ahead against Morton. George Oakley on 58th minute. Stoke City have gone 2-0 up against Sunderland. Tyrese Campbell after 53. Cheltenham, Alfie May after 56 minutes. And it's Marcos Sassini after 57 minutes to score Bournemouth's second goal at home away to the Arsenal. Arsenal now losing. Yes, they are.
You know they're going to come back and win it 3-2. You know that.
Philip, please don't put the kiss of death in it. Say nothing. Just say nothing, Philip.
I'm saying that, hoping it doesn't happen, you see. So that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah. Falkirk have taken the lead against Peterhead.
Good luck
I'm going to let
that,
you...
man.
Yeah, I was going to let you mention... Have a crack at that name, Philip, there. Or Brad.
Maxim Kucher Ayavzi. Maxim Kucher Ayavzi.
Yeah. Would you think he's from Ukraine, do you think?
He's not from Leitrim, anyway, that's for sure.
He's definitely not from Wexford.
Is it... skis is Bulgaria, isn't it, I think?
Yeah.
So it's skiing. Ov is normally Russian.
Yeah.
And Coventry got 3-0 up in Huddersfield. Jeez, Huddersfield doing badly.
Just seen that.
Gaioka is...
Yeah, Rangers are 3-1 up
against
Carmarthen.
Well, the only game in the Premiership that hasn't got a goal yet. Come on.
I know.
I'm sure Walter's score in a minute.
Durrell does it, scored after an hour for Kilmarnock to get one back against Rangers. Dundee are 2-0 up against Cove Rangers. Lead Ashcroft after 59 minutes. I must admit, Philip, I love doing this around the grounds on the Saturday. It is a laugh.
It
is great crack. It is good fun.
Even better fun if we win.
Yeah, it will be. Bayern Munich against PSG. Guys, what's your thoughts on that on Wednesday? Same kickoff as Tottenham and AC Milan.
I think Bayern Munich will get through.
I do. We owe Bayern Munich. We owe them a defeat, by the way.
I think if we get through, we're bound to get Man City.
Oh, God, to be ready. Yeah, well, that's definitely into the semi-finals then, Brad, isn't it?
Well, you know, this great home record we got against them has got to come to an end one day. So,
yeah. Just the
Traore has come on towards Traore versus Perisic. That could be tricky.
Oh, yeah. Sheffield Wednesday have taken the lead against Peterborough, and Stoke have now got a third against Sunderland. Tyrese Campbell with his second of the game. And it was Nathan Thompson an hour on the goal for Sheffield Wednesday in League One. So the scan these are the scores they've just gone off my screen. Fucking hell. Can they not be? Oh, yeah. Hull 2, West Brom 0. Blackburn 1, Sheffield United 0. Cardiff 2, Bristol City 0. Then Blackpool and Barnsley are 0-0. Huddersfield. Yeah, go on, Brad.
Sheik Durakore has been sent off for Palace for a red card, for a second yellow. And I'm just reading Wolves 0 Tottenham after 52 minutes. Free kick in a very, very dangerous area for Spurs after Kane takes a tumble. Kane strikes it low, but it hits the wall.
Kane again. There's nothing Porridge.
Yeah. Leighton Orient are still 1-0 up against Swindon. Salford are beating Newport County 2-1 at home.
Crystal Palace down to 10 men.
Yeah. Let's see how Wrexham are doing.
I'll say the fellow that shouldn't be playing for them for obvious reasons who scored.
Oh, right, yeah. Partey, the alleged rapist.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that's what I said, alleged. Yeah.
I know, I like that.
All the other teams kept their bad boys out of the team, but Arsenal decided they didn't have to. So,
no. I liked when you're doing the countdown, Brad. You started sounding like we were at NASA control at one point. I thought we were here for the rocket launch. Maybe, do you know when we go to the moon? I think we should do a live stream of that, right? And have Brad doing the countdown for us.
Oh, you know what? There's when they had the anniversary of the moon landing in back in 2019, you could actually get a website and you could listen to Mission Control when it took off, and you had all the chat from all the people on there, and it's absolutely brilliant. I was sitting there at work listening to it. You know, it's absolutely brilliant.
They have it on YouTube. You can actually follow Apollo 13's right Mission Control to Apollo, and it's on YouTube. And I had it on one night. I was doing some work on the computer, and it's unreal how calm they were. Right, their spaceship's just basically blown to bits, parts of it, and he goes, "Houston, we have a problem."
Yeah,
what's that? And you're thinking to the film, but by God, didn't your man get who's the fella the actor that played him?
Tom Hanks.
Played Jim Lovell. Didn't he get him spot on?
Yeah, it was
he
brilliant.
Really did.
What I love about when I sort of look into when I see all documentaries, because the moon stuff happened when I was 8, and the last one was I think when I was 11 or 12. So I love watching documentaries because when Apollo 13 happened, I remember there was a problem. Oh yeah, they got a problem. They're coming back. They're not landing on the moon. I was, they're not landing on the moon. That's disappointing. And that's it. They landed, and well done, guys. I didn't realise how dangerous it was until I saw the documentary. Because as a kid, you just don't think of it. You just think, they're up there, And then when you see what actually happened and that, it's incredible.
I am so jealous of you and Philip to live through that. I am really jealous of you two. Yeah. I mean, for you, Philip, you're a kid. Philip, for you, you're a kid as well, especially a kid from Ireland. I mean, in Ireland, we never thought of anything like that happening, did we?
It was incredible.
Yeah,
it was incredible.
I remember from Apollo 7, Apollo 8, Apollo 9, 10, and 11, and I remember the day of the moon landing. We went to my nan's, used to live in Southend, and they're supposed to land, I think, around about 9 o'clock in the evening. So we're rushing home from Southend. And I just remember Tranquility Base the Eagles landed. That's ingrained in me. Just watching it. And, it's absolutely brilliant. And then
I just want to ask you two a question. I'll start with you, Philip, and then go to you, Brad. Philip, what was it like as a human being watching somebody from our race landing on another planet, which you probably only saw in comic books back then or them early sci-fi films? There's been a lot of conspiracy. Yeah, there's been a lot of conspiracy theories. It was fake landing. It wasn't right.
Don't go there.
Yeah, but the point is, Philip, looking back on it now, and you hear all the conspiracy theories, did it happen? I believe it did. Myself, I think we went to the moon.
Of course it did. Of course it did. I mean, it happened the second and third time as well. And what makes it's quite amazing. You think about it. The computing power they had back in those days was so minimal.
Oh yeah,
that went to the moon. It went to the moon with the less computing power than's in an iPhone at the moment. You think about it. Incredible.
If you've ever seen the film, I forget what it's called, about the 3 black ladies that worked at NASA.
Oh yeah,
is that the Big Bang series in it? Sheldon's in it.
They worked it out on mathematics on a piece of paper, how they get all the gravity and that sort of the velocity or whatever it was.
And the same with Apollo 13 to get it back to Earth. They worked that out as well.
Yeah. They literally they told them what they had on the craft, didn't they? And they actually got all the stuff back at Houston, trying to make to pump the air, wasn't it? To get an air pump. And I think the air pump, air filter. The air pump for the command module, I'm being nerdy here, was a different shape to the socket it had to go in on the lunar module, because they decided we were going to use the lunar module as our to live in, on our way back, because they couldn't use the command module. And and it was a different shape. So a different shape sort of thing.
It's like a round hole into a square peg, wasn't it? And they had to fit that for the carbon and not. Look, guys, I'll start with you again, Philip. Look, I'm really excited because this is, for me, our generation's moon landing. Are you excited about us going back to the moon? Now we've done after Artemis 1. Artemis 2's next year when they're going to go around the moon. Then Artemis 3.
I I think it will be when it happens. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to Mars. Not in my lifetime. I wouldn't have thought.
No.
Which is sad. I mean, that's the sad thing. As you get older, you realise that a lot of these things are 30, 40 years into the future, you're not going to see. And that's disappointing.
We'll freeze you, Philip, Brad. We'll freeze. Three of us go into quiet freezing and we'll freeze ourselves for about 50 years. And then we'll unfreeze ourselves 50 years later.
Didn't they say that? Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, I think
Donald Trump wanted to send a rocket up to the sun. You know that? Donald Trump wanted to send a rocket up to the sun. But the people said, she can't do that. Look at the heat will burn it up. He said, no, it's okay. We're going to send it at night.
Do you know what? I can imagine him sitting in the Oval Office, right? In there, right? It's all these officials around him. Goes, right. He'll come up with that sort of idea. I want to blow up the sun. Why, Mr. President? Because it's annoying me. It's making me look orange.
Well, he looked into nuking hurricanes, so you know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Brighton 3, West Ham
bleach. You know.
Yeah, just a quick. Before we get back to our space conversation, which actually 4 people are enjoying, which is actually really amazing. We got Dunfermline 2, Alloy Athletic 0, and then of course we've got Brighton 3, West Ham 0. Brighton have just got the third in the game.
Oh, Arsenal
2-2 at Arsenal. 2-2 Arsenal. Didn't I tell you? I told you.
I told you, Philip, do not mention when Arsenal are losing, do not mention they're going to win. Every time you mention it, they win.
Ben White.
And, Sheffield United or Blackburn's semi-final opponents, Brighton, have just gone 3-up against West Ham as well.
So this leads me to another question. And anyone in the comments, please get your questions in as well. This Around the Grounds is football and M talk. This is where we just let everything go until Tottenham score. I'll start with you, Philip. Nasser said, this for me is the funny thing, right? We're now sending up a woman and a man of colour to the moon. Do you think they're 50 years too late at sending a man of colour to the moon?
Well, you know, there's still a number of people in America who would absolutely take exception to that even happening now. So if it had happened 50 years ago, there would have been a total outcry. You know, I mean, there are states in America that slavery, they'd love to bring back slavery, as far as I can see.
There were black astronauts in training during the Apollo program and the space program, and it sort of never got to go. But yeah, it's this thing that that's the thing about it. The International Space Station, they got Russians up there, you know,
and Chinese people.
You know, it's like it doesn't matter what country you're from, what religion, or what color you are, what race you are. It just really gets me. I just don't understand it. How people can draw that sort of, you know, be that sort of racist. It just doesn't compute. Apparently in Texas, they are apparently proposing a scheme that if you are in a heterosexual, non-divorcee marriage, and you have 4 children, you get a 40% cut in your housing tax. Apparently, that's what they're putting through. And this is not open. This is not open to gay people, trans people, divorcees, obviously, and they're just basically cutting out all these people.
So basically, Brad, what you're trying to say is, I'd be fucked being a divorcee. I'm getting married again.
Exactly.
And I'm divorced. You're a single man. You'd be fucked. The only one that will get any help with that is the man above me. Yeah. Philip, do you ever think of moving to Texas? You get a 40% in your housing tax.
And they said that it's in line with countries like Hungary and Poland. Now, I'm not saying against Poland because I've got a Polish cleaner. I like the Poles, but Hungary is one of the least democratic countries in the world.
Oh, yeah. One of the worst. It's in the same state of Texas. Some Republican put a bill in front of the House or whatever they have there, stating that they wanted the Democratic Party banned.
Well, that's That's going to be the next thing. Isn't it?
So, in other words, they want democracy done away with in Texas, So it's
so hang on a
crazy
minute. So
place.
let's get this
it's
right.
in Florida
Right,
now, the two maddest places you could live in America.
Let's get this right. Donald Trump is run to the presidency in 2 years' time against Biden, right? It'll be the two oldest men ever to run for the presidency in American history.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 80, can hardly stand up and has to have people talk to him in his earlobe when he's talking. And Donald...
I think Donald Trump will get the nomination.
Yeah, he will. He will, because
he'll run as an independent. Guarantee it. If he doesn't get nomination, he'll run as an independent. Chelsea are still 1-0 up. Ipswich have gone 4-0 up against Burton.
Oh no, come on, Dermot. You've been very harsh on Biden there. Biden has done a good job.
I'm not saying he has, but the point I'm making, Philip, he's too old to run again.
He'll split the entire party. He'll split to Donald Trump.
But do you think Biden's too old to run? Should they run Harris then for the next president? Is he too old to run for president again? He's 80.
I don't think they got an alternative because the progressive candidates won't.
No. They won't run a woman. They won't run a woman. Not this time.
Corporations control too much over there, on both sides. Both
so
the Republicans
let me get this out. I'll start with you, Philip. Right? Why can't probably the biggest country for freedom?
Well, it's just like what the Republican Party is doing at the moment. Yeah.
Just you're running a bit in and out, Philip. Do you want to try?
My internet. No, it's back now. It's okay. It's back now.
Okay. The point I was trying to make, Philip, is right. Biden is 80, right? He's 80 years old, right? Surely, I mean, the UK have had two women prime ministers in their lifetime. We've had women presidents here in Ireland too in our history. America is the oldest country probably in the world. They call themselves the land of the free. We're the free. We demand freedom for everyone. But they won't even consider a woman running for president. They had Hillary Clinton. She didn't win. But surely it's for America to be screaming into this century, they need Kamala Harris to run as president. Surely 80 years old is too old. Is 80? The question I'm asking you, Philip, I went around a long way around it, so I apologize. Is 80 years old too old to run to be president of the United States?
It probably is. Yeah, it probably is too old. But if there's no one else coming up on the rails to take over his place, he's going to run again. And what'll probably happen there is halfway through his second term, he'll hand over to somebody else, the vice president, whoever that is. But the problem America has at the moment is the Republican Party, all they're doing is in a witch hunt for things that happened during Donald Trump's campaign. Donald Trump is going to jail. There's no doubt about that. He's waiting for the indictment to come now. So how can you run a guy that's up being tried for criminal activity to go for president? It just doesn't make sense. As you can see, I'm not
the Republicans will fight dirty, whereas the Democrats won't. The Democrats should fight dirty, basically. But
they should do. Yeah, they should do. They should do.
The problem I have in America, is that thinking walls, no, still 0-0.
Still 0-0. This is why we're talking about politics, guys, because the Wolves game is still 0-0.
It's that Biden won in some very sort of states, very big states that won very slightly. He won very slightly in a load of these states that won him the election. What they had going for him was Donald Trump's absolutely useless with COVID, how he controlled COVID, absolutely useless. Yeah. And he lost a lot of votes doing that. They haven't got that this time. So these states
they have got though.
Well, go on. I was going to say, these states that Biden won by not a lot, they haven't got the COVID thing going for them this time, so they might get those voters back. So I think
what's going to happen is they've got there's so many candidates in the Republican Party who still believe the election was stolen in 2020.
Oh God, yeah,
people are fed up with that.
Yeah,
we keep saying there's a mountain of evidence. There's no evidence that it was stolen.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Republicans in the House of Representatives at the minute, they're making a complete fool of themselves with what they're doing. And I think that's going to resonate against them in the elections in 2 years' time.
I get the impression it doesn't
take it over the asylum, basically.
You have these idiots like Marjorie Taylor Greene. ignorant person on the planet that's in power. But people like her. So they don't care about that she's rubbish or she's not intelligent. They vote for it. It's crazy.
I think we have to. I mean, in Ireland, we have
what's happening at Tottenham? Hold on.
Something is happening at Tottenham. We're getting some breaking news. Has Tottenham scored? Have Wolves scored? Has Delaney put the rights to wrongs to Wednesday?
Clay Buddle saying something.
Wolves have come out all guns firing in the second half. That's what Ollie said. We're still 0-0 though.
There you go. We have our Taoiseach over here, Philip Leo. He's in a relationship with a man. And which shows how forward thinking we are as a country, But look, we'll leave the politics aside. That would be a great conversation for a late night show.
We'll talk about some other time.
Yeah, that really would be a great conversation about America and Donald Trump and Biden for a late night show, which something we may do, the three of us. We may do a show like that.
An election watchalong.
I tell you one thing, Brad, that's not a bad idea. We do one for Europe. We do one for the British election when it comes out.
Oh God, yeah, that'll be next year, I think, 2024.
Yeah, we can do one. We can have Philip as our who used to host all the elections over there? Dimbleby.
Oh yeah, Dimbleby used to.
We've got Philip could do our David Dimbleby. Who was the other fella years ago that did it when I was a kid? He used to always wear the bow tie and have the cigar going.
Robin Day.
I was
getting beaten 5-1 at home by Stoke. My God.
Middlesbrough winning 5-0 at home to Reading.
By the way, Orient won each. By the way, Orient is one each against Swindon.
I think the Donald Trump talk, because a few people have gone away now because of Donald Trump. I blame him for that.
Yeah, sorry. You start talking to me about politics, and you get me going. So
same here. I mean, I love Irish history, politics.
Irish politics, or certainly where you guys live. That's really interesting.
As I said,
where you guys don't. In Northern Ireland, where they got the Stormont thing and they got no government. It's just
crazy. You want to look at a documentary called Charlie Hottie. If you want fun, Philip will want you. Philip, you back me up in this. He went on. He did a speech one night, Brad. This is true as God, right? He went on national television, just been elected Taoiseach. Went on there, right? All in his suit and all proper. He says, "As a country, we are spending more than what we earn. So it's time to tighten our belts." He's given this big spill about everyone has to tighten their belts and save a few quid here and a few quid there. He then, after the thing, rings up his tailor in France. "Could you send me over a couple of shirts, £15,000 at a time, please?" And when you're at that, book me a restaurant at that restaurant where each bottle of champagne costs about £6,000. He spent years.
He really was.
Yeah. He spent years spending the public money like it was his own. Right. He had an overdraft of $1 million. Right. This is a true story. Right.
Whoa, really?
And he got elected Taoiseach. Right. The Bank of Ireland wrote him a letter saying, "We're going to write off half your overdraft for you." Right. And then his mate got a few people ripped round, paid off the other half. But we're still going to leave you with a $1 million overdraft.
You know what they say, don't you? If you owe the bank £20,000, then you've got a problem. If you owe the bank £2 million, then the bank's got a problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
right.
But
adverts. I'm gonna get a.
Yeah, Brad's off. But anyone, please, on YouTube, just put in Charlie Hottie. If you want 3 hours of laughter, of shocks, of just sitting there with your jaw hitting the ground, please find it because it is the most. It is. What did they call it in the 80s, Philip? What was it? G-O something, wasn't it?
The Goobo. Remember Goobo?
Well, yeah, what's that?
Bizarre, unbelievable. Yeah. But mind you, Charlie did a bit of gun running on the side as well. Don't forget that.
He did, actually. He did a bit of everything. Oh, Lord. We will do a late night on all our political views. Me, Philip and Brad, we will do that. And it will be
my God.
Huh?
Jesus. Lucas has been subbed on over Richie and Danjuma. He's put Lucas on again.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, my God. What are they doing?
Oh, no. Thank you, Lewis Park. Look, I'm sorry, Lewis, if we bored you with our politics talk. I do apologise. It's been one of those shows, but I've actually really enjoyed it. It's been a giggle. But we are going to do a late night politics show.
How long to go on the Spurs
and Philip, where we just get our views out on the table, tell you what we really think, and if people want to see it, let us know, and we will put it together. It will be like get Ellie involved in it as well, and get Mia involved in it. So it'll be 5 of us, and it really will. And we try to come up with new ideas on this channel to keep people interested and to do different things. So, do you know what I mean? We do try our best. Somebody's been sent off for Albion. Philip, can you see that? Blair Malcolm from Albion's been sent off.
No, they're on the ads here on BT at the moment.
Yeah. Solihull Moors have gone 2-0 up against Maidens. Waiting for them to come up. They're 2-0 up against Maidstone. Come on, Solihull Moors.
No, Albion. Was the player sent off? It wasn't West Bromwich Albion.
No, it's Albion in Scotland. Philip, 0-0. What do you reckon? Would you take a point now?
81 in the 81st minute at the moment. All the other games are in the Arsenal's 85 minutes.
Yeah.
But just take a point at this stage because, it doesn't look like we're going to score. Hope to God they don't.
You can
this
see
is the danger. This is the time Sheffield United scored on Wednesday around this time.
Yeah, as from next Monday, I will be in Tottenham doing some content over there with Mr. Harris and Mr. Jack Kaneki. We'll be doing some on our channel as well, probably Monday night. If Philip is available for an hour, we will come on. I know Ellie will be. Me and Philip on Wednesday will be doing loads of stuff from around. We will be doing a live stint from within the stadium, myself, Philip and Ellie. And getting our score predictions, what we think of the game coming up. We'll see Brad. We'll interview Brad. Me and Philip will be hunting some AC Milan fans. If we don't hear from us, you know what has happened. Yeah. If me and Philip go missing, Brad, do you know what has happened?
We've been kidnapped by the ultras.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. It's still 0-0 between Elgin and Bonnyrigg Rose.
Yeah, there you go. I was waiting for that to come up for you.
Albion Rovers and the man sent off, so they're down to 10 men.
Northampton have gone 1-0 up against Crawley. Furcock have 4-0 up against Peterhead. RC Lens have gone 1-0 up against Lille. Millwall have equalised. Have gone second goal back against Norwich. It's now 3-2 to Norwich City. Ooh, coming up now to near enough the end of the game. Tottenham 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Brad, would you take 0-0?
No. No, well, I'll put it this way. Before the game, possibly. But seeing that the first half we had, in fact, that we've hit the bar a couple of times, no. And there's a goal. And it's
Wolves scored. Wolves have scored. Wolves have scored.
Unbelievable.
This club is
unbelievable. And it's
Traore.
Jesus. They are absolutely unbelievable.
Gets over the top of the ball and hits it straight in the top of the net. Top corner. This is a really good goal because that's a difficult ball to hit. It's off the floor when he hits it.
Oh my God.
It's a really difficult one to hit.
Unbelievable. 8 minutes to go. Jeez. They are pathetic.
That's really saved the shot. I hit the second one in. Social media be good tonight, lads.
I'm not going anywhere near it.
I'm on 2 more streams tonight as well.
Yeah. Wow. Foster parried it straight to him. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Look, I've had enough. I've had enough. Something has to change at the club. Either Conte goes or something has to change because these players, again, either they're not playing for the manager or we can't blame like the likes of Dyer. We can blame Foster for palming it to him. Philip, I'll start with you. We heard before the game he might be put on guardian leave. Do you think they might break after the game that he's been sacked?
I think it could. Well, they're hardly going to sack him before the AC Milan game, but I don't know. It's like, there's something drastically wrong there at the moment. I mean, if you bring on Lucas Moura ahead of Danjuma and Richarlison, where is the logic in that? I just don't know what's going on.
The new signing.
But all I know is they're going to be the guy. If we won today, things would be nice and quiet. But you can imagine what the furore is going to be tonight on social media over this. It's as if a defeat just seems to spark everything off again.
Well, it's the same again. It's the same as Sheffield United, isn't it? I mean, Sheffield United in the second half, for about the last half an hour, we couldn't get the ball off them, but we should have been up by then. Same in this game. And when I was watching the Sheffield United game, after about an hour, we couldn't score, and they started to get back in the game. I thought, I know how this game is going. I just knew that they're going to score. You just knew it, and they did. And in this game,
I said it 2 minutes before they score. I said, there's going to be a goal there. It's not going to be us that's going to score it. 2 minutes later, there you go.
Yeah. And it's just, I mean, okay, Dyer, Davis and Sanchez take a lot of flack, and deservedly so sometimes. But that's not the reason we lost against Sheffield United. All right, the defending was awful for their goal. But the reason we lost was because we couldn't score a goal ourselves. And the thing, what you see in these games happen, and it was proved against Preston, once we got that goal up, Preston, who didn't really have a lot on us anyway, but when you play a team like Sheffield United, or a team that your favourite team, that team, if after an hour and you haven't laid a glove on them, they're thinking, hang on a minute, we can win this. And their confidence rises. And that's what happened on Wednesday. If you score in the first half or go 2 up, I think, this is going as planned. And it's just, it's pathetic. It really is.
Yeah.
And the other thing I want to say,
now as well. All we need now is Arsenal to get a third goal, and that will really cap it out.
But we can't. I'm fed up. I'm very not worried about Arsenal. It could even be a kick in the teeth for Tottenham if Arsenal win the title. So, that's what you could do.
Do you know what? I'm actually glad that I got Formula Wonderful back on until tomorrow. To be fair, I'm not joking. I am not joking.
The thing is that I'm not saying that we should have played. I thought Wednesday night was the most important game of the season. I'm sure you guys agree with me. I'm sure a lot of people agree.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that we should have played a weakened team against Chelsea to prepare for Wednesday. I'm not saying that because Chelsea's a big game. So I'm not saying that at all. But we should have played a strong team against Chelsea and a strong team against Sheffield United and a weaker team today against Wolves. Because we lose against Wolves, as it looks like we're going to do, you've still got another 12 games where you can make up ground to get that top 4 spot. You lose on Wednesday night, that's it, over, finished. And I don't understand that mentality. Go for that game. That was a must-win game on Wednesday. No replays. You couldn't say, "Oh, we'll get a draw, get back at Tottenham." No replays. You had to win that, a must-win game.
Brad, I'm lost for words with this team now. It's got to a point where do we go from here? I mean, our season for me is effectively over. I'm not expecting us to get a result on Wednesday. I'm really not. If we do, I'd be shocked. But if we do, we've been knocked out in the next round anyway. Look, for me, I think if Conte's going to go, just go now. Just look. There's too much of this other There's something not right within the camp. There's something not right within the players. Either it's Stellini's not doing what Conte's telling him to do.
Sorry. Big news. Bonnie Rig-Rose have gone 1 up at Elgin.
Yeah, they won at 1-0. The final score is 1-0.
Oh, yeah, you're right as well. Wow.
Yeah, that's a big result for them. But the point I'm making... look, is it A, that the players have given up playing for Conte? Or is it B, Conte's given up coaching the players?
I honestly think the players know Conte's going and they couldn't give a fuck at this stage.
Or C, is Stellini doing his own thing and ignoring what Conte's telling him to do? He's trying to put his own twist on it.
I guess we'll never know, but I get the impression that some of the players have been forced on Conte. I don't get the idea that the signings are all his. I didn't get the idea that, we got a bargain, we can grab him.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think Wednesday night was basically team selection. That's the problem because let's face it, we've beaten West Ham, we've beaten Chelsea, and we're all confident and happy, and we're going to win the cup. So the team were playing in those two games. Whether that's because Conte's not there looking over them, they got a little bit more freedom, I don't know. But what problem Wednesday night was team selection. Now, is that down because they obviously top four is bigger than winning something? Adds money to the balance books, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't go by this. I used to, but I'm starting to doubt myself now about, you get in Champions League, you buy better players. I'm not so sure now. It hasn't helped us yet, has it? You know, so...
No.
Wolves have scored again.
What?
Yeah, big chance coming up 2-0 to Wolves.
What are you watching? Because it's just 1-0 still. Here.
Chelsea have beaten Leeds.
Yeah. I've still got 1-0. It's still 1-0, Philip.
No, it's gone to a big football. It's 2-0. I don't know. It's coming up 2-0 on flash score.
Oh, odd.
Yeah, it's a strange one. That maybe it's a mistake.
Hang on, let's
there's no sign of it beats. Of course.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
It was still offside.
They put it back to 1-0. They put it back to 1-0. There must have been blatant offside or something, you know.
Yeah. There's a lot
offside.
There's a lot of things, Philip. Saying Stellini is blaming the mentality of the club, of the players, that they're not mentally strong enough to play 2 or 3 games a week.
Well, that's down to the management. Then that's down to the management and the way they're
how's that down to the management then, Philip? Where it's surely the players should be mentally strong enough to play 2 games a week. So how's that the manager's fault?
It is the manager because he doesn't whatever backroom team you have for geeing up to play psychologists or trainers or whatever, they should be able to assist the players in getting to be more confident to play 2 games a week. You know, it's not individual players. If one player is having a bad game and it seems to rub off on the rest of them, you know, and it is down to the management and the psychology of the way things are run at the club. It's something not in the dressing room, it transforms onto the pitch. And it's down to the manager to have a happy dressing room. And I don't think Conte has one at the moment, to be honest. Whatever the hell is going on.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated to say that. Maybe I'm wrong. I just feel so frustrated at the moment over it.
Where do we go from here, Brad?
Well, I think Conte will go at the end of the season. I don't think they'll sack him because that will cost them money. I think Conte will go. I think because of personal reasons. That's my gut feeling anyway. Then, if you believe what you read, Pochettino's next one in. Although I read something the other day that Daniel Levy wants that, but the rest of the board aren't so happy on that. So, as much as I love Poch, a couple of things. I think he made mistakes in semi-finals and finals. I think we might have won something there if he hadn't made what I thought were errors. And 2, would you, as much as we love him, would you want him back under the same regime that sacked him? You know,
no, he'll be back at some stage, but it wouldn't be right for him to come down back now.
No.
Do you know what? We have been planning to do a show. I miss my Tottenham, and I miss my Tottenham. I miss the way we played. I miss the atmosphere that was at the Lane, the togetherness with the fans. We're just all at each other at the moment. The players are not playing. The manager's not managing. The fans are at each other's throats for either you Levy in or Levy out or Conte in, Conte out. We all seem to be. This club is divided. This club is. The fans are divided. There's. It's not a club that I supported.
Arsenal
3-2 to Arsenal. You don't fucking believe it. The 97th minute.
Unbelievable.
Is this club? Burnley could be looking down in this club tonight. Looking, is this
last kick of the match? The last kick of the match is good. Fuck, I've given up football. Fuck this.
Who is Reece Nelson anyway?
7 minutes of injury time. How long did they play on an Arsenal game? Till Arsenal score. It's like,
we're still going as well. Still going. They're in the 98th minute now.
Oh, still on. They'll probably finish our game bang on the 90.
Villa have beaten Palace 1-0. Stoke beat Sunderland 5-1. Norwich beat Millwall 3-2. Coventry beat Watford 0, Preston 0. So Troy Parrott didn't get a goal today for Preston.
Sort of watching the screen, waiting for the little top sign to go yellow, but full time at Wolves.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And full time at Arsenal. Unbelievable.
Tottenham lose 1-0 away to Wolves. Look, I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know what to say anymore. Look, Philip, look, I was trying to say we're divided as a fan base. The players are divided. The management's divided. The board and the chairman are divided. This
thing in Conte we trust. I don't trust him anymore. I don't trust him. I don't trust Delaney. Whatever's going on in there, if Pochettino wants to come back, all I want to get to is Spurs get back playing the football we love, right? We're not doing that at the moment. So something's got to give. If Conte's on his last legs, get rid of him now and get somebody else in. Whether it's Pochettino or Thomas Frank or Sam Allardyce or Matt Busby, get somebody in that can get us playing football again instead of this prattling around.
I mean, Brad, what do you want to say in this?
It's got to a stage now where you need money. You need totally new owners that are going to smash the cash. You only have to look at who's won things over the last lot of years, and mostly it's the teams that have got lots and lots of money. We're not poor, don't get me wrong, but we don't want to go that extra step to pay the money for the Bruno Fernandezes of this world. It would have been a great replacement for Ericsson. That's the thing. We did a complete change, just a complete change. We got players at the club that are still there, failing. You know, we got Kane and Son, not at the end of their careers, but certainly in the twilight of their careers. So they're going to have to be replaced at some stage. So, yeah, you just need a complete change. And I'm not saying just get all the team rid of them and bring a new team in. I'm just saying it's going to be gradual. And I think the fan base, and myself included, have to, if that happens, have to be patient. And I don't think we are patient. I'm certainly not patient. No. I've been patient for my whole supporting life of Spurs.
Yeah.
And the fact that, sorry, just one final point. We've now tried 2 win-only managers. Give me the money, we'll win things. And they've been to total failure. So.
Are we cursed as a club?
Well, I have got a theory that the new ground's built on an Indian burial ground, but, you know. So I don't know. We don't have a lot of luck, put it that way. But then you make your own luck. You really do, you know. So
Philip, I mean, we rarely outplayed Wolves today by the stats. And again, we lose 1-0. I put the same question to you. Are we cursed as a club?
No club is cursed. We are cursed with the people we employ to run the club. That is what we're cursed.
So are you really now fully...
I'm sorry, but I've been Conte. I've been a big fan of Conte's, but I've been wavering the last few weeks. And today and Wednesday are the final straw. He has to go. He has to go now. And whoever we bring in, I would welcome Pochettino back. I know we made mistakes, but at least Pochettino gets Spurs playing football. and he'd certainly be welcomed back by the players, or most of the players anyway. But knowing Levy, he won't be Pochettino. He'll go off and he'll try and get some other guy that we've never even heard of, and we'll be in limbo for the next couple of seasons. And while Arsenal will swan away, probably win the league, because their mentality is right, ours is not, and that is down to the management.
And the other thing about Conte is that it's quite a valid point of view with Conte, and I've heard a lot of people say that give him the tools and he'll win things for you. But quite honestly, will we give him the tools? No, we won't. So, you know, it's taken us to January to give him two wing backs that are attacking, which is how his system works.
Yeah.
You know, it's taken us, until then. So
I just got a few comments here to go through. Shamu says, I think I'm done supporting.
Yeah, hi Shamu. Hope you're well,
Shamu.
mate.
Big up, Shamu. Stephen Thomas, left players out for that performance. I know. Shamu says, not cursed as a club. They just bottled it every time.
Yep.
Shamu also puts, I don't care about other club. If anything, we'll just get worse. Stephen Thomas says, not cursed, but no ambition, has told us.
Exactly. Philip, I mean, that is that sums it up. We've got no ambition. You know, what really annoyed me about the go-karting thing was not the fact that we actually got the go-karting thing. Any income stream, if it gives us income stream, brilliant. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
But come out and say, this is because we want our football team to be top. This is what we're doing. So we'll go back into the football team. Football team is our priority. But what do we get? We're trying to diversify how to use the stadium as many ways as we can. Well, great. But then say, because we want to get money to put into the football team. It's Tottenham Hotspur Property Management and Entertainment Company at the moment. It's not Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, because football seems to be just forgotten about, totally forgotten about. And don't board come prying to me with, oh, we really wanted to win the other night. We're so upset. Don't give me that bollocks. Sorry.
Philip, do you agree with Brad?
Well, I'm all for extra revenue coming into the club and all that, so I wasn't too annoyed about the go-karting thing. But it's sort of what is it'll only give other fans to laugh at us now. Tottenham don't care that they're putting their energy into everything else but the team. You know, it's now an entertainment centre, not a football ground. That's what we're going to hear. And while the money could be good, but my worry is that money's going to go out in dividends to ENIC shareholders and the ENIC investors, and that's where that money's going to go. So I'm not going to get it. So basically, what I want now is I want a complete clean sweep. I want the board gone and I want the management gone, and then we start.
So
again.
you want a total reset?
Total reset. I think it's the only way we're going to get going.
Right, I've favored one way or the other. I'm actually behind you on this one, Philip. I want a total reset the club now. I want the board gone. I want Conte gone. Let's start fresh. Let's start from the beginning and start with it. Look, if it means bringing Poch back, bring him back, but under new owners that are going to back him, that can give him the place that he wants to bring his football forward. Look, we all grew up on Spurs being successful. Philip's seen Spurs win more trophies than any of us. So has Brad. I've seen us win 2 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, and a UEFA Cup. 3 FA Cups, 2 League Cups, and a UEFA Cup. Brad, you and Philip remember us winning more.
Yeah, my first trophy, well, actually, technically speaking, my first trophy was the 67 Cup final, because I went to my first game the week before, but I didn't watch it for whatever reason. I was outside playing, I don't know what 7-year-olds, 6-year-olds play at that age. But yeah, the League Cup in 1970, when it wasn't televised live. And I remember almost being in tears because we're playing 3rd Division Aston Villa and we weren't winning. Then Dad said, please listen on the radio. Oh, we scored, Won the League Cup in 1973, won the UEFA Cup in 1972. Then I came to live in Australia. We won the FA Cup in 81, the FA Cup in 82. We won the UEFA Cup in 84. We won the FA Cup in 1991. And since then, we're talking, get my maths right here, 32 years, we've won 1 trophy.
Well, 2 were 99 and 2008.
Yeah, since we won the FA Cup, we've won 1 trophy. So 1991, But
1999 we won the League Cup in 2008, so we won 2 trophies since 1999.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Stand corrected. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 2 trophies. Yeah.
Look, are you agree with me and Philip then? Total reset, board out, manager out, everyone out.
Yeah. It's got to be.
Yeah,
it's got to be. I think Jermaine Jenas, and I quite like Jermaine Jenas. I know he gets a lot of flack. Said, well, what's the point in the new stadium if you're not going to challenge for titles?
No. I'd rather have White Hart Lane and a world-class team than a world-class stadium and a shite team.
I think we all would, but I don't. I'm not of the. Oh, I wish it was back to the old days of the old stadium. I like the new stadium. I like the fact that we get 60,000 people every week. You know, I like the fact that you can have a drink and get decent food, whatever it might be. But the idea of the new stadium was to fund the team to win things.
I mean, Philip, I'm going to say this now. You with me have we've done a lot on the Scholar years, haven't we? And what he done, but at least he fucking tried to win something with us. Do you know? I know he nearly bankrupted the club, but at least we nearly went bankrupt trying to be successful. Do you feel that? I'll start with you, Philip, on this. Do you feel Levy and Enoch have gone the total opposite to what Scholar was trying to achieve when he was chairman? You got two different ends of the spectrum here.
Scholar was a big Spurs fan. He tried his best for the club. He probably overstretched financially and caused all that trouble, but his heart was in the right place. Like we're first of all, we have to decipher two things. One, has Daniel Levy got a heart? And B, how much of it is in Tottenham or how much of it is in making profit for Enoch? And I think it's the second one. It's not to we're the 9th richest club in the world, yet we can't put a decent team together. We can't match the teams that are way below us in financial well-being are spending far more money on players than we are. It's just a joke, and this is hopefully there's going to become a tipping point, and I'm hoping that this is the tipping point. If we lose to AC Milan on Wednesday night, I think there's going to be a tsunami.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, at the moment, The other thing is that Daniel Levy doesn't make any attempt to prove otherwise. You know, that's the thing. You know, we all say, oh, he doesn't care about football. But he doesn't make any attempt to prove otherwise. Prove us wrong, Daniel. Prove us wrong.
Yeah.
I just want to comment on this comment. Shamu, I love you, man. You're a brother. I disagree with that comment. As much as we all hate Tottenham, don't diss the badge. I'm telling you, don't diss the badge.
No.
I say what does have to change, Shamu, is get rid of this bloody to dare us to do, because that's a farce.
You can put Levy as a clown.
Yeah,
definitely is a fucking clown.
To dare us to bottle, basically. Yeah,
you got Levy the clown and fucking Stellini Bobo the clown next to him. Kev Williams
as well. I like. I get this. Look. You know, we all know David Harris. I love David Harris. Always up there, always up there. Come on, be confident, be confident. And it's like, well, if I'm confident, if I'm really positive and we lose, it's horrible. But if I'm negative and we win, it's nice. If we're negative and we lose, well, come back. You know, you haven't lost anything, have you?
Anyway, Kev Williams said, Spurs have taught me over the years to think the worst, and anything else is not a surprise.
Yeah.
It's a really sad way to think, but I don't trust our team to consistently consider. Look, Philip, what do you say to Kev Williams here? And look, to be fair, I love Dave Harris's infectiousness. I love the way he goes about it, and I'm very much on that boat myself. But look, enough's enough. We know the total reset. We need Conte. We need Levy and Enoch to get out of our fucking club. We need Conte to go to.
We've got to take it that Enoch and Levy won't be going anywhere this season, right? What we need to do now is get a manager in that can resurrect that team, get some decent tactics into it, and boost their spirits up, get them playing for the badge again. Now, if that's not going to be Pochettino, and I'm reluctant to throw out this name, but this guy is a proven winner, and even though he's another Chelsea reject, I would take back Thomas Tuchel.
I would too.
I would take Thomas Tuchel and maybe Poch to come after him, but. You know, Tuchel is unemployed. He's waiting for a job, and he would love to put one over on the likes of Chelsea again. You know, but I just don't think Conte's tactics are going to win over the Spurs fans. Spurs are an attacking team. We're not a counter-attacking team. We are an attacking team. And this sitting back for 75% of a game and attacking the other 25 is not going to wash. It's mind-numbing to watch. It's difficult to watch. It's really difficult to watch.
I always wonder what would happen if, in a parallel universe, if we'd have got Fonseca as our new coach. Because he literally moved his stuff to England, didn't he? And then they said, "Nah, we go for Nuno."
I always wanted if Ting Hag. I always wondered if Ting Hag came to our club, what would have happened?
Yeah, apparently he failed the interview, didn't he?
Yeah, bit like Alex Ferguson failed the
interview.
Stephen Thomas up there. I've been getting fed up with that substitute choice. It's been awful all season. What's the point of having 9 substitutes if you wait till the 78th minute or 80th minute to make a substitution? Madness.
Well, Dan Jimmer must be wondering his choice.
Stellini is on the bench there, right? But he's obviously doing what Conte is telling him in his ear. He's not doing his own thing. He's not doing making his own decisions. He's sitting there. He'll take the credit if we win, but he's also taking all the instructions from Conte. It's
it's. I mean, let's face it. I mean, Pochettino. It's the one time I felt really, really proud to be a Tottenham fan. I must admit, it was like, yeah, but that was luck on Daniel Levy's behalf. He wanted someone else, didn't he? He wanted the guy that ended up at Man United. So just luck that he got Pochettino. So. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not so sure about getting ex-Chelsea managers all the time. It seems to be a thing.
What I'm saying is a lot of people don't want Poch back, and there are players at the club that caused Poch's demise in the first place. So there mightn't be a fit now. But I'm saying, who else is there? Who else out there is there that you'll be able to get in the middle of the season that's unemployed? Tuchel is the main one to me now. But anyway, I don't care. At this stage, I'm rapidly running out of interest because I'm just fed up.
Yeah, no, I'm same as you. And it's got to the stage now where, I can't control what happens. I can't control who they get as their next coach. I can't control if Conte that stays there. But the problem is you always had to think about going to football to watch it and enjoying that. But that's gone now. And the other thing that annoys me,
to the point where I don't care.
Yeah, I was like that this morning. I've never replied to so many Spurs official tweets in my life.
We have here. I've got a few comments here. Yeah, sorry, Brad. Didn't mean to talk you, man. I've got a few comments here. Kev Williams, I would take Poch back right now. Poch is odds on to go to Chelsea. We should bring him in to come back until now. No, he's turned Chelsea down, Kev, so that's not going to happen. William McDonald, this team continues to be a disappointment. Words fail me. Words fail you. Words fail me. I mean, what more do we have to do? And I mean, I've always kept it very much down the middle, but I'm with Philip and I'm with Brad. We need the owners out. It needs a total reset. Hit the big red button, reset button. New owners, new manager. Get rid of these deadwood players that are ruining our club, that are fucking bringing our club down, dragging our club through the name. I've had enough of watching, doing streams every week, us losing to Sheffield United, a team we should have fucking beat. We're tied against Wolves. We should beat Wolves.
The thing is,
and again, the same players let us down. The manager makes stupid decisions. The chairman is somewhere in fucking Bahrain, probably jerking off all the top wigs there with his billionaire friends. Why not actually put a brain in your head, put some money into the team, give Conte 300 million and let him buy the players we need to be successful. We're supposed to be a football club, not an entertainment club. And I've had enough of it. I've had it up to here with it. Players and fans are laughing at us. Look at that lot from North London. They're more excited for a Beyonce concert than winning the FA Cup. How much more of this bullshit do we have to take? How much more of this heartache do we have to take? It doesn't affect us. It doesn't affect us. It affects our mental mood. It affects how we are. It upsets us. We get up, we get down. We're not a football club anymore. The day Enoch took over our club, we lost our identity as a football club. And we will not get that identity back until Enoch and Levy walk out of that club. The sooner that happens, the better for me, because I'm about to give up on the one club I've supported for 42 years. That I don't give a shit what happens next Saturday.
And you know what else makes it worse is the fact that they should, not only this channel, but a load of Tottenham channels, Daniel Levy will never see it. He will never see us.
He has no clue. He doesn't know what's going on.
Exactly.
He doesn't know what's going on.
That's what makes it equally frustrating is, look, this is what the fans are saying. You know? I like to think that our channel or these channels are representative of the Tottenham supporter base. You know, I'd like to think that. I'd like to think
I've
that myself,
always,
or you,
I've
Philip, or
always
you,
been,
you know.
yeah, I've always tried, guys, to run a balanced argument with the Levy out thing, either one way.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
You know, I've had enough. I've had enough of the fucking lot of it.
Yeah.
I'm paying my own hard money that could be put somewhere else over to watch that lot of bunch of wankers play on Wednesday. And what we're going to get.
I actually tried to get tickets for the Wolves game, but luckily I didn't have enough loyalty points. I was about 40 short, whatever. And they've now advertised for Southampton, and there's a lot more tickets available for that. So I'd probably be able to get tickets for Southampton. But I thought, no, what's the point? What's the point of paying 30 quid for the ticket, probably 60, 70 pounds for the train trip up there, probably 20 pounds for beers, you know. What's the point? There's no point.
No, Philip,
we had nearly 6,000 fans of Sheffield United the other night, and you can guarantee 3,000 or 4,000 of them were at Wolverhampton today. Those poor sods.
I would have gone on tonight. Yeah, I would have gone on Wednesday.
They deserve a refund of the travel cost.
Yeah, I would have gone on Wednesday night. I couldn't. It's too much of a chance that I would trying to get home. Although I noticed that, a few people were there. I might ask them how, try and get a lift if I get a ticket to the next game next season.
Philip, I want your thoughts on this. You've been supporting Tottenham longer than all of us, right? You've seen the good days, you've seen the Bill Nick years, you've seen the Terry Neal, same as Brad and probably Eddie, and then of course the Berkshire years with myself, and all of us have seen them. Tottenham, I said in my rant, I apologise about my rant too, and I'm sorry if I said anything rude about Daniel Levy being in Bahrain. So I said anything rude there. I'm sorry. We're hurting as a fan base. We're hurting as a club, Philip. Have you ever seen this club in all the years you follow Tottenham Hotspur? Have you seen this club so disconnected, so far away from its fan base, so far away from its principles, from the foundations Bill Nick laid? That house Bill Nick built is not there anymore. It's all gone, isn't it?
No. I mean, okay, without social media back in the 70s and what have you, there was, there was discontent, but you read about it in the papers and that was it. There was no kind of united fan base against them. The year we got relegated, everybody just got behind the team and got us back up again, I don't know. I'm just so, I can't even think straight now. I'm just got, my mind's so ripped over this whole thing. Like, all I want is somebody somewhere do something to get our Tottenham back, and whatever that takes, go and bloody well do it.
This Henry Surge here, this loss is for the. Now listen, this is where I draw the line. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, Henry. I don't care if you Levy in, you Levy out, you Levy in the middle, you're Conte in, Conte out, Conte in the middle. You want Franklin, you want Poch back. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. This is the problem with the fan base.
Yeah, we have to start arguing. We have to. Yeah. We have to look whether you're a Levy in or Levy out. I've seen this a lot on social media where the Levy inners are arguing with the Levy outers and vice versa. And it's no, just have your opinion and keep it at that. I know if we have a win, we're all the Levy outers now. If we have a loss, we're all the Levy inners. No, you can have an opinion. Be with Levy out and Levy out. You still want the team to win, So I'm just looking at the screen here on Sky Sports. Arsenal Bournemouth. Arsenal had 81% possession, 31 attempts at goal, 31, 9 on target. I mean,
yeah.
Say what you like about them. We all hate them, but they're playing entertaining football or trying to.
We're going to do a pre-record for the AC Milan match. We probably will do, but I know we probably will be doing our thoughts on Tottenham, what we think of the board. I think that will be coming out.
Mike, can we leave that for tomorrow? I'm in no fit state to speak
we will. Now, we may do it as a live stream or we may do it as a pre-record. I don't know. I need to speak to the guys, see what they want to do on this. But as from now, we need a total reset as a club. We need the owners out. We need the manager out. We need some of these players out. Look, I've had enough as I said, I'm going over there next week, and I'm just wondering, why did I bother? Why am I
I'm the
bothered?
same. I almost got rid of my ticket after Wednesday night. I'm considering doing it again now.
Are you both coming over on next week?
Yeah, I'm coming over Monday. I'm flying out early Monday morning.
I'm coming over Wednesday.
I'm actually regretting that. I'm actually regretting doing that. Because what's the point? But I'm doing it A, because it's content for the channel, and B, it's Tottenham. Philip, look, we've got 16 people in the house now. Wilton McDonald says, I agree with you, Dermot. I don't care anymore. The club need to change from top to bottom. Ellie's saying Reid Nielsen, the forgotten man of Arsenal, comes off direct. So no offense, Ellie. I don't really care about Arsenal. I know. I know what you're getting at, but I just cannot be bothered to read that feckin' team's name. Sorry, don't take offensive to that. I am so angry, and so angry. And again, I apologise for something I said when I was ranting about Daniel Levy. I shouldn't have said what I said, so I do apologise.
Can I recommend, or not recommend, but just publicise another channel? I was watching the end of the Sava Talks Football charity stream, 24-hour charity stream. I watched the last hour and a half of it, and the last half hour is hilarious. It really is. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get super chats in, have the last word. It's so funny. It really is worth watching that last half an hour, and also for a good as well. But it's just hilarious.
Guys, where do we go from here, Philip? To end off,
what do we want?
Where do we go from here?
I suppose we carry on supporting the club. You know, let's face it, we care an awful lot more about the club than the club cares about us. And that's the best way of putting it. Unfortunately, until there's a complete reset, we're going nowhere. We're going to sit and take it that Arsenal are going to be either first or second in the league this year. We're going to be lucky to get finished in European places if we play like this. And all we can hope for is that we get some of our faith restored by a good performance against AC Milan on Wednesday night. But I'm not confident of that. I'm really not confident.
Look, we're back tomorrow at 3 with the Formula 1 race, which is something to take our minds off this debacle. Me and Philip will be doing a pre-record with Ellie, I think, if a voice can hold up, and Mia as well, on why we miss our Tottenham. It's a show we've been looking to do for a while before, hasn't it, Philip? We've never felt it's the right time to do it. Well, I think now is the right time to do it. Where we stand as a channel with Levy and Enoch, where we stand with Conte, all will be revealed where we all stand and where we as a channel now want to see from our club. Brad, do you want to give your channel a plug? I've really lost it.
Yeah, look, if you're fed up with football and you want to see a 62-year-old man try and write songs, then go to Blue Sofa Songs. There are, I think, 30 songs on there. Going from the old days where I'm basically singing live and playing live in front of a camera phone to now using all fancy DAW software and recording multi-tracks, blah, 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 blah. But go on there, give me a like, give me a subscription, a comment, a good comment if you want, or a comment about maybe improving it, that sort of thing. I'm quite proud of what I've done. There are songs on there that I'm really proud of, and songs on there I'm not so proud of. But hey, look, you know, it's a bit of politics on there, which you might not agree with. But yeah, just give it a go. Give it a go. Quite personal, a lot of personal stuff out there, you know. But it's what I do to basically try and get over football, really. But yeah, it's my other passion in life, music. So Blue Sofa Songs on YouTube. Please have a look. Thank you.
Yeah, everyone, please get over there. Philip, we're back tomorrow, of course, with the Formula 1 race for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Something to take our minds off this debacle of a football club. So hopefully, Brad, you can join us. Me and Philip will be on a call.
Should be able to.
Quarter to 3. Me and Philip and Ellie, if Ellie's voice can hold up, and Mia, we will be doing some sort of a pre-record to come out tomorrow night or Monday on this mess, where we stand as a channel, where we stand as a fan base against the owners, the manager. We all started with high hopes of getting a result today. We had a big laugh doing the follow one which I still think was probably the best part of the afternoon. And when we were laughing and joking, we got into politics, we got into the moon landing, which I think we should have stayed on that chat, to be fair. And we've given you the football. But look, it is what it is. We've lost again, but onward we go. In Tottenham, I trust. But the rest of them, they can go to hell. Come on.
See you, Brad.
See you later. Come on, you Spurs.